the show as quickly as possible tonight. There will be no intermission for everybody watching, so make sure you stay tuned. And we're going to see some qualifying for the late models as well.
Let's check in with the third member of our team tonight. There he is, Jeremy McGrady. Good evening, Jeremy.
Say his name and he appears. Thank you very much, Chris and Kate. As you mentioned, going to be a very busy night here at the track. During the drivers' meeting, they made sure the drivers were all aware that to get going, get lined up for their heat races and respective qualifying sessions, get on the track, because there may or may not be impending weather depending on the humidity and whatnot. So besides that, another great night of racing here on the track, and I'll send it right back up to you guys upstairs.
Thank you very much. And you saw just over Jeremy's left shoulder, the 52 bone stock. That's Carter Nichols bone stock just rolling down pit road right now. Paint job replica of the Earl Ross 52. Of course, Earl, born in Prince Edward Island, but raised in Elsa Craig, Ontario. A lot of history there from a Canadian stock car standpoint.
Yeah, there definitely is. You see a sign when you enter into LC Craig. Definitely made that trip a few times going to other racetracks. So definitely a big part of Canadian racing history, and we will honor him tonight with a 75 lap late model memorial race.
Yeah, so we're going to have bone stock heat races. We're going to have late model qualifying in reverse order of their practice times. Super stocks are going to have heat races. And then we're going to have, I believe, 25 feature laps for the bone stock, 35 for the super stock, and as Kate mentioned, 75 for the late models. Weather is a small variable right now. That's why you heard Kate mention that the message to the drivers was to hustle tonight. There you see the bone stock standings. Williams out front, Langford, Fothergill, your top three.
Yeah, so the top three are all very close in points. Jason Craig is right there, as well as Justin Culver as well. Donovan Clark, everybody's up there very, very close. And bone stock racing goes as fast as possible.
Nick Ramsey still at the top of the board for the super stocks. Top three separated by just 6 points. Trevor Culver 4 back. Carson Nagy 6 back, and then the rest of the field, the super stocks, a pretty good battle right now.
Yeah, don't count out Brody Rookwood or Daryl Lake in that battle as well, and the late model standings.
Yeah, Steckley out front by just 2 over Ray Morneau. Then it's Kennedy and Smith tied for third. The interesting spot is the 7th place driver, the 52 of Jake Sheridan. Lost points, lost the win 2 weeks ago, penalized in post-race tech. As we go green flag racing for the first time tonight here on this Friday night from the Delaware Half Mile, and welcome to Rogers TV presentation of Delaware Speedway Racing. It's bone stock heat race number 1, and it's quickly Hannah Lamont in that orange and black, number 14, out in front. The 23 is Jesse Howard. Looks like we're going to have probably 3 bone stock heat races, and as Kate mentioned off the top of the show, no B main tonight. Everybody will make the show in the bone stock class. Howard to third, side-by-side battle. Liam Boschel in the 333. The 7 is Thomas Jeremy. That's a battle for third, and just off the picture right side, the yellow 64, William Clausen. Coming into your picture right now, that's a 3-car battle for the third position. 10 laps to scheduled distance here in bone stock heat race number 1.
You can already see the 333 catching the 23 of Jesse Howard. Bochel's on the move in this heat race. Howard looking to finish well in this heat race tonight.
Clausen to the inside, side-by-side battle with the 7 of Jeremy. That's for 4th on the running order. Lamont out in front. Howard still clinging to that 2nd spot. And then it's Boschel, and then this 2-car battle side-by-side between Clausen in the 64 and Jeremy in the 7. Now make that a 4-car battle. Boschel to the inside of Howard for 2nd. It's all Hannah Lamont out front by half a straightaway. Boschel now in the 333. Up to the 2nd spot, will drop Howard to 3rd. Clausen looking to get to the inside of the 23 as well. Bottom of your picture, right side there, you see that battle for 2nd spot. As we zoom on in, Clausen in the 64, Howard in the 23, side by side. Down the back halfway this time by for the leader, the 14 of Hannah Lamont.
Hannah Lamont's liking how things are going right now. This is the halfway point as she takes the cross flags there. But there is a yellow on the track. It looks like the silver I think it's the 57 over in the corner, goes around. Hannah Lamont was not looking for that yellow flag.
Shane
She
Dixon
had a really good jump there on the rest of the field. So they're going to have to re-rack him and stack him, and that's not what Hannah Lamont wanted to see.
Shane Dixon, the reason for the caution in the 57. And out comes the beautiful looking 43 Delaware Speedway pace car, driven by Gary Adrianson this year, the former truck champ, super stock racer, late model racer, and he'll gather up Lamont and the rest of the field on the backstretch. With 6 laps in the books, 4 to go here. Bone stock heat race number 1. We'll do at least one more heat race. I think we're going to go 2 because I see the bone stocks on pit road for heat number 2, and there's a bunch still in the infield. So we're definitely going to have, I think, 3 heat races in the bone stock class. Then we'll go late model single car qualifying for the Earl Ross Memorial 75 lapper coming up later tonight. They'll run in reverse order of their practice time. So the cars should get faster as the qualifying goes through the process, and then we'll do super stock heat races, no intermission, and then right into the bone stock A main. So it's going to be a quick card, but a very competitive card. Arguably the top 3 classes for competitiveness in Delaware Speedway racing this season on track tonight here at the half mile. As Shane Dixon will resume at the back of the pack in the 57. Also back there is Herzl in the 97.
Next time by.
Race Meyer in the 93R as well. Lamont and Bochelle will make up row number 1. Then it's Howard and Clausen, row number 2. Thomas Jeremy, and there's Carter Nickel. Now Carter Nickel, good to see him out racing. 2 weeks ago took a big hit at Grenbend Speedway in a 9 horsepower mini sprints on the backstretch at the Grenbend Tri-Oval quarter mile track. Right front disintegrated. He suffered a concussion. Good to see him back behind the wheel of that 52 bone stock. Pace car on pit road. Here they come looking for the green. 4 to go this time by. Green flag racing. Lamont and Bochelle out front. And Lamont will lead into turn 1. Bochelle will fall in line. Then it's Howard and Clausen side by side for 3rd. Nickel up to 5th now. And that's Earl Ross replica number 52. Here they come out of turn number 4. 3 to go this time by. Oh, they're getting the halfway sign now. So the lap counter was up an extra lap. Now they brought it back down to 5. That was weird. So 5 down, 5 to go now for bone stock heat race number 1. Nickel to the inside of Howard for 4th spot. There you see the 52 Carter Nickel. He is from Elsa Craig, Ontario as well. And he'll grab the 4th position. Hannah Lamont still out front. Bochelle, Clausen, and now Nickel in the 4th position. Howard will drop to 5th. 3.5 laps to go. Bone stock heat race number 1 from the half mile in Delaware. Lamont, Bochelle, Clausen, they're all right there together. Nickel trying to bridge that gap from Howard up to Clausen now. 3 to go.
Yeah, it looks like Jesse Howard's walking up the track, and it's really cutting down lap times and allowing the other cars to take the inside line. So it looks like that is what the 7 of Thomas Jeremy is going to look to do here on Jesse Howard.
And Cassie Howard just a couple of positions back to Jesse. There's the 7 of Jeremy grabbing a spot. There's the 59 of Cassie Howard. The 23 of Jesse Howard, less than 2 laps to go. Hannah Lamont comes out of turn 2 and down the back. Clausen up to 2nd spot. Drops Bochelle to 3rd. Nickel remains in the 4th position. And side by side for the 5th spot. Jeremy in the 7 in the inside of Jesse Howard. White flag on the speedway for the 14 of Hannah Lamont. Clausen trying to track her down. Bochelle trying to get that 2nd spot back, and a good run out of turn number 2 for Clausen in that yellow 64. Lamont into turn 3 one final time. Checkered flag awaits through turn 3 into turn 4. Exit at turn 4. Hannah Lamont will take Bone Stock Heat Race number 1 tonight at Delaware Speedway. In your top 5, look like William Clausen, Liam Boschel, Carter Nickel, Jesse Howard. Jesse held on. No, she didn't. Jeremy grabbed her. Thomas Jeremy grabbed that position from Jesse Howard and rounds out the top 5 to complete Bone Stock Heat Race number 1. And let's check in trackside in the pits with Jeremy.
Thanks so much, Chris. I am joined by the 52 and the Pro Late models here, and Jake Sheridan. Now, Jake, last time out here on the track, he ran well, got to the finish line, finished first, but then post-race weren't able to pass the inspection. Talk to me about that last race for you, how it went, and how your season's going so far for you.
It was a fantastic race. The barn burn, no matter what. And it was just a penalty. It wasn't even a disqualification. So we were a couple pounds light at the end of it. It was just a mishap, and we were a little bit light, and we did about 15 laps of running around 3/4 speed with the rain going on. So it's tough pickings. We got a little bit extra weight on us as it is to begin with this program, and we just missed it a little bit. So that's way behind us now, and the season's gone really, really well. A couple really awesome wins. Had a great run at Peterborough last week in APC, and car was good. So a lot of really heavy hitters here tonight, and great to see all the car count for everybody here, and super happy about it, and so far now the Rapid Filters Price Seats car has been pretty unreal. So we can keep it going the way it's been. I think we'll have a good shot.
Now, as for tonight, obviously with qualifying coming up in practice, you were running well, trying to find the right areas. Talk to me about how you're going to attack qualifying, and then obviously going into the feature race 75 lap tonight.
Yeah, super exciting. We get to go for 2-lap qualifying. We don't get to do that very often, so I'd love to do that again. That's kind of been my bread and butter for a while. I really enjoy doing it. So I think it's exciting. A lot of cars to get through. It's a great show for the fans. So happy to see everyone up here still, even with a little bit questionable weather, and it looks like it's going to hold off. So pretty fun and pretty exciting. Like I say, we got a good piece in practice, and at the end of the day, that 2 laps doesn't mean very much when it comes to a 75-lap race. So we got to keep our P's and Q's here and keep it with us for all 75, and we'll have a good piece.
Thank you so much for your time, Jake.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Enjoy the show.
Yep. Go upstairs.
Late model Jake Sheridan from Mount Bridges, Ontario, and just before we go green with Bone Stock Heat Race number 2. Good job. Gets penalized a couple weeks ago, but that's the job of a driver. Put it back, file it somewhere, and move on.
Yeah, definitely put it in the back of your memory. Just remember to hit your marks, run your fast times. You know that you're fast for a reason. That little bit of weight shouldn't hopefully make that much of a difference when it comes to the setup, but like he said, car's running good. He's got a good piece tonight, so we should see him out front.
Getting set for Bone Stock Heat Race number 2. Driver from the Starrett Racing stable at the pole position. I do wish they would put a name on the live racing and scoring instead of Starrett Racing. They're losing all the promotion from saying their name, especially when they're in the front row. Green flag for race number 2. Rob Wollaston outside in that 11. There you see the 25, that's Adam Genereux from the BT Racing stable. And challenged by the 13 at Taylor Everest. And Everest will grab the 3rd spot just to the right of this battle. You see on the screen, Everest in that green and white machine. And the Starrett Racing number 1 will lead the opening lap. Wollaston right there in the 2nd spot. Everest to the inside in the 13 of Genereux. The 16 is Dakota Luoma. And there's Everest in the 13, Wollaston in the 11. Everest quickly up to the 2nd spot. Wollaston in the 11, Luoma in the black 16. And then it's Genereux in that 25. Side by side for the lead. Taylor Everest has come from 6th on the starting grid to challenging for the lead out of turn number 2 in lap number 3. And we got a new leader. It is the green 13 of Taylor Everest out front.
Yeah, Everest is on a move, but so is the 11 of Wollaston. He is definitely hanging in there on the inside, but don't get out Dakota Luoma taking to the outside right now.
19 of Michael Verburn has come up to that 2nd place pack. 6 cars battling in that pack. There's Verburn in that 19, Luoma in that 16 on the outside, Wollaston in the 11. There's the 27 of Conrad Julian, and then the 25 of Adam Genereux. They're all battling there for the 2nd spot. Meanwhile, it's Everest way out in front. Got almost a half a straightaway lead already. Wollaston trapped, 3 wide contact. Verburn almost into the wall. And turn number 2, it kept the 19 off of it, and we'll stay green.
Good on the 19 of Verburn for keeping that off the wall. There was a nice big one that happened with the Bone Stocks last week, and unfortunately that car got caught up, so definitely good on Verburn for keeping that car in one piece so that we can run the feature.
battle remains for the second spot. The Sterrett Racing number 1 has it. Luoma to the outside for second. Conrad Julian there in the black and white 27. Generu in the 25, all there for that second position. Pretty much a 9-car pile for that second spot. They're all together. Julian in the 27. Generu in the 25. The Sterrett Racing machine, the number 1. That's a battle for the third spot now. Dakota Luoma has gone out in second and has left this battle on screen. Here comes the Wonder Bread car. That's the 12 of Joe Kicks has come to join the battle. The 19 of Verburn is back there again. They're all stacked up. Brady Odman there in the 93. Ian Levesque is trying to reach that battle. A few car lengths back in the 10. Wollaston's dropped all the way back outside the top 10 from starting on the front row. 2 laps to go for the leader, the 13 of Taylor Everest. Great battle going into turn number 1. It's a battle for third on your screen. Has left this pack. Here we go, 3 wide for fourth. Generu will drop down and get to the bottom on the Sterrett Racing number 1 for Burn in the 19. The 93 is Brady Aldman. And they're battling for the 4th spot. 1 lap to go.
That's a great rebound for the 19 of Verburn, being able to get back up into that 4th spot after almost making contact with the outside wall. So good on the 19 of Verburn.
Leader through turns 3 and 4, 1 final time. Out of turn 4, checkered flag in the air for the 13 of Taylor Everest. And then Dakota Luoma all by Dakota itself in 2nd spot. Dennis Julian, Verburn, Outman, your top 5. A photo for 6th. I think Sterrett Racing grabbed that position. No, they got Generu in there over Sterrett Racing number 1 for the 6th spot. And then Joe Kicks in 8th, Ian Levesque 9th, and Rob Wollaston, who started on the front row, finishes in the 10th position. And there's your winner of a Bone Stock Heat Race number 2, Taylor Everest. Let's go trackside to Jeremy.
Thank you, Chris. I'm joined by Kyle Stickley in the Pro Late Model Series. Now, Kyle, last time out for you here, you finished 2nd at the line, but ended up getting credit for the win. Talk to me about that race and how it went for you.
Yeah, it was a really fun race there with Jake. We raced hard right to the finish and put on a good show for the fans. So cool to come out on top in the end on that one, and hopefully we can have a bit more speed in our APC Auto Parts Center's number 22 this weekend, and we don't have to battle that closely, but it's a ton of fun coming out here to Delaware Speedway, and we got 75 laps tonight for the Earl Ross Memorial and Pennzoil up in the tower. So special night for me with Pennzoil being on the car, and hopefully we can put on a good show for the fans.
Now this season you've been very busy getting into the mid portion of the summer. Talk to me about your season so far, what you've liked, and what would you like to see improve so far?
Yeah, we've been working really hard. We've got these Port City race cars working really good, north and south of the border, so we just got to turn our luck around. We've had a lot of bad luck to start the year, and that's the way racing goes sometimes. So I've been fortunate. A lot of the past years I've had a lot of luck and ran really well, so I guess it's coming back to get me a little bit this year, but we're going to keep digging, and hopefully it turns around and we can start checking off some checkered flags.
Now, obviously, you just mentioned with it being the Earl Ross race tonight, 75 laps. Also qualifying tonight, a bit different here at the Speedway. Talk to me about qualifying and what you're going to have to do to try to get up near the front of the pack.
Yeah, qualifying is really cool. That's something that I'm used to, that I do a lot in my other racing, so it's nice to do it here. I mean, the heat race is always a cool change, but here we'll start straight up by speed. So whoever can go out there and lay the fastest lap down will start up front, and that's fun. It pushes for people to go out there and lay down a real fast lap and work on your cars a little bit to be fast for 2 laps. So I enjoy it and looking forward to it, and hopefully we can put our APC 22 car up front.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Kyle, and best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Back upstairs.
Thanks, guys. Kyle Steckley there, second generation racer, of course. Dad, Scott Steckley, Cask Car Series champ, top stock car series in Canada, getting set now for Bone Stock Heat Race number 3. Adam Quarry, my apologies, Will Quarry, will start pole in the black, white, and red number 6, and Gary Triska outside in the orange and white 58. They'll look to the flag stand here, 10 laps to scheduled distance. The top 3 in points at the back of this field, including Colin Williams in the blue 17, will start shotgun in this field in this heat race number 3. So we'll watch the back of the field and see if they can move up. Corey will take the lead early. Trisco drops into second. 97 to Dixon. Yellow 97 up to third. And Willems back from the pack by lengths already at the back of the field. Not quite sure, Kate. Maybe the points leader just going around for a tour here. You would think that you'd want to try and get in the top 10 for points here, Kate. But right now the 17 looks like he's having difficulty staying with the pack.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like it wasn't a great start. So I'm going to think maybe missed a shift and it'll now rebound. But there's a lot of 3 wide going on throughout this pack. So might just be sitting back and keeping a car for the feature.
Front 3 all together now. Quarry, Triska, and Dixon trying to get away. And Fothergill will get to the inside of Nathan Rea, trying to get to the inside for 4th position. Wilms still at the back. Last week's feature race winner for Hoven at the back as well in the red number 8. And there you see Nathan Rea really loose going into turn number 1. Will lose some track position. Fothergill will draw even, and the 33 will make the pass. Fothergill in the top 3 in points. The defending champion in this division, right behind the 03 orange and white machine. That's Matt Langford. But your points leader still at the back. Colin Wilms has not made a pass here in this heat race with 6 to go. But Fothergill and Langford making passes, gaining points. Top 10 get points here in the heat race. There you see the defending series champ, the 03 of Matt Langford, to the inside of Craig in that 40 machine. The 26 is Rea. But the 17 of Colin Wilms, the points leader, remains marred at the back of this field. There you see the 17. The 8 is Verhoeven, last week's feature race winner. The 15 back there as well. But it's Colin Wilms trying to get through the field. Hasn't been able to make a pass yet. Fothergill pushing Dixon into turn number 1.
I don't think Fothergill's in that car, Chris. I think it's Chris Lawrence.
Is it Chris Lawrence? My apologies. Chris Lawrence in that 33 bone stock. Now that would still be giving points to Fothergill, would it not?
Correct.
Okay.
The points follow the car and the car number.
So it's Fothergill trying to get to the inside of Dixon for my apologies, Lawrence trying to get to the inside of Dixon for position. It's Quarry out in front, quarter straightaway lead. That's Dixon, Lawrence, Rea. Langford now up to 5th spot, and Wilms has made a couple of passes. Colin Wilms now to 11th spot, the points leader. 97 is Dixon, 33 is Lawrence, 26 is Rea, then the 03 is Langford. That's a battle for 2nd spot. Craig is in there as well in that black number 40. 5-car battle for the 2nd spot. And a 5-car battle for the 7th spot, led by the 78 of Justin Culver. White flag on the Speedway for the 6 of Will Quarry. The former junior late model racer at Grevman Speedway is out in front. And Dixon continues to hold on. Contact with the 33 of Lawrence. They'll go side by side down the back. Quarry all by himself through turns 3 and 4. Oh, did he push the 97 up the track there? We'll have to wait and see what happened there. Quarry will grab the checkered flag. Lawrence 2nd, Rea, Langford, Craig, your top 5. And Wilms will grab a couple of spots at the finish. Where did the points leader finish in 10th spot? Will gain 1 point. That is it. So the points lead even tighter now. Quarry, Lawrence, Rea, Langford, Craig, your top 5. After bone stock heat race number 1.
The car owner of the 97D, palms in the air, looking at the flagman.
Let's go trackside to Jeremy.
Thanks so much, Chris. I am joined by Pro Late model number 3 and Ray Moore. Now Ray, talk to me about the season so far. Last time out, weren't able to get the win, but hung in there. Talk to me about that last race here a couple weeks back.
Yeah, we just took a little bit too long getting through traffic. We
kind of got hung up there and just ran out of laps kind of thing. I feel like we were pretty good, just as good, I think, as the leaders. They just got away, and we just didn't have enough time. So looking forward to it. Car seems all right now. See, we got qualifying here in a minute, and see after that, see what adjustments we need to make. And just got to give a big shout out to Will Corey. He just won his first heat race, so that was really cool.
Yeah, and obviously with it being the Earl Ross Memorial race tonight, qualifying tonight, a bit different. Normally we see the heat races. Talk to me about qualifying and what you're going to have to try to do to get it up onto the pole.
Yeah, so we, it's a little bit different. It's not your 8-10 lap heat race, so you got to be up on the wheel, make sure you get a lot of heat in the tires. We'll see. I think we got a pretty good set of tires to roll through for qualifying, but we'll see.
All right, well, best of luck. Thanks to you, Vray, for hanging out, and good luck.
Thank you.
Back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Jeremy, with driver Ray Morneau. As we introduce the Super Stock class, we'll go Super Stock heat racing and then the late model qualifying. Good to see some drivers. I've been away for a couple of weeks, but good to see some drivers that I haven't seen all season here, including the 7, Pete Vanderwist Jr. In the Super Stocks tonight. He'll start shotgun on the field for their heat race number 1. Chuck Menzie in that number 5, and the 8 is Randy Kuykendall. Will make up row number 1. And the scheduled distance is 10 laps here for the Super Stocks, and they'll get the white flag this time by. Brendan Edgar, Mike Herniak Jr. also in the field, Cody Wilds, Hudson Nagy, Ethan Orr, and Pete Vanderwist Jr. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace car. And the field will bunch up side by side here. And we'll get set for Super Stock heat race number 1. Delaware Speedway Racing here on Rogers TV. Welcome. Chris Soares, Kate Friel, top of the tower. Jeremy McGrady down trackside. It's the Earl Ross Memorial night tonight. The PEI native and raised in Elsa Craig, Ontario. All right, getting set here. Chuck Menzie in the 5 will bring him to the line here for 10 laps. Junior really starting behind the field. He must obviously be testing the 7, Kate, I would think. In turn 3 right now. Green flag, we're racing with the Super Stocks.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to do a test on the 7 so they can get everything ready to go. I'm sure that they're going to participate in another event, and that's why they want to test it out tonight.
Herniak Jr. quickly to the lead in turn number 3. Hudson Nagy to the outside of the 8 of Kuykendall, and Hudson Nagy will grab the 2nd spot and drift all the way through turn number 4. Kuykendall just a little bit off the pace. And it's Herniak Jr., Hudson Nagy all over his rear deck lid down the back. Ethan Orr up to the 3rd spot in that blue 57. And Cody Wilds in the 14, Brendan 4. Top 5 side by side for the lead down to turn number 4. Will grab the lead on turn number 2. Here comes Orr to the inside now. Ethan Orr looking for that 2nd spot. To the door in turn number 3. And now we'll draw even in turn number 4. And Ethan Orr will grab the 2nd spot from Herniak Jr. It's Nagy, Orr, Herniak Jr., Wilds, and Edgar, your top 5. And it's Kuykendall, Menzie, and Pete Vanderwist Jr. has had enough and will come into the pits in turn number 3. As the pack completes lap number 4, Nagy, Orr, Herniak Jr., and Wild, your top 4, separated by about 15 car lengths, 1st to 4th. Turn 1 camera, we'll dive into turn number 1. Up the hill in turn number 2, back to the tower cam. Down the backstretch, Nagy in the 36, or in the 57. Into turn number 3. Now to turn number 4, and they'll exit, they'll see the flag stand, 4 to go. Track shaped like an egg, you turns 1 and 2 right there, closer together than turns 3 and 4. You got to go up a little bit of a hill too in turn number 2 and get a good launch down the back. Now they're going to turns 3 and 4. They're longer between these two turns on this end of the track. Hence the egg-shaped racetrack layout. And you kind of have to figure out how you want your car to handle. Do you want it handling better through turns 1 and 2, or you have to be very tight, a little tighter, more turn, or do you want more speed going through turns 3 and 4? It all depends on the setup, as Orr is starting to reel Nagy in a bit here.
Not only does it depend on the setup, but also you can play a little bit more in and have a little less setup in order to give you an all-around great lap time.
White flag this time by. We got a battle at the front. Hudson Nagy, Ethan Orr to settle it with a half a mile to go. In through turns 1 and 2, up the hill, down the back. It's between them here at the front of the field. Orr will close in turn number 3. Nagy's going to try and lead him out. He will. Checkered flag in the air for the 36. Hudson Nagy will win Superstock Heat Race number 1. Followed by Ethan Orr, Mike Kearney Jr., Cody Wiles, and Brendan Egger, your top 5. Kuykendall Menzie, Vanderwist Jr. did not complete the heat race. And he'll finish in the 8th position. And there you see our heat race winner, Superstock heat race number 1, the 36 of Hudson Nagy.
Who's with Teddy Dielstra? Wave your hands.
Let's go trackside and we'll check in with Jeremy.
Thanks very much, Chris. I'm joined by the 53 in the Pro Late models. Now, talk to me about this race tonight, Earl Ross Memorial, 75 lap. Let's go through it.
Yeah, it's going to be a longer race than we're used to, so have to kind of bide our time the first 35 at least and save our tires, save our brakes. A lot of experienced guys around here that have did these long races before, so everybody should hopefully be on the same page and take it easy on equipment, but you can't go hard for 75 laps or you're going to wear your tires off and you might lose brakes, at least with an older car like mine. So bide our time for the first little bit, be smart about it, hopefully pick our spots and have something for the end.
Now talk to me about qualifying. Typically we see heat races here at Delaware Speedway, but we've got special qualifying tonight. Talk me through what you're going to have to do to put this car on pole position.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. We got 2 laps. I've never really been a good qualifier. I like the heat races better. I find I'm better in traffic, working around other cars. Just try not to screw up for 2 laps, drive as hard as I can without going over the line.
And thank you so much for your time. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Jeremy, with the driver Brady Smith there as we get set for Superstock heat race number 2 and then late model time trial qualifying up next. Beautiful looking pace car. I love that pace car. Richard Petty replica. There's the 28 of Dyson. 00, that's Jay Cox. 77, Darrell Lake. The 83 is Brody Rickwood. 93 is Carson Nagy. The 1 is Trevor Culver. And the 07 is Nick Ramsey. I believe Culver won the last Superstock feature. That was, we were here 2 weeks ago, right, Kate?
Yes.
He did not race last week. That was King of the Hill, V8 stock, and bone stock last week, I believe.
Correct. You missed an interesting King of the Hill.
I heard about a busted axle or something on a truck. What was it?
It looked like the King of the Hill truck got a little loose and then started going through the bumps, and all of a sudden we had a tire off the rim. But it's okay, they got it back on.
Oh, just a tire off the rim. I heard it was like a busted front end or something.
Oh no, they hop, and tire just let go the bead. So it looked like they got it fixed up. I know that there's a tire machine in Tech Garage, so I'm not sure if that's where it ventured to, but they got him fixed up and he drove it out of here. So.
Nice, nice. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace car. Dyson on the pole position here for heat race number 2, 10 laps. They'll look to the flag stand here. Into the restart zone, and green flag with the Superstock. Dyson in the 28, Cox in the 00 on the outside. Then it's Lake and Rickwood. There you see the 28 of Dyson out front early. Points leaders a 07 of Ramsey. And just to hit the back end of the Nagy car under braking, Dyson will lead lap 1. They're side by side from third on back. Dyson and Cox out front. Lake to the inside of Rickwood side by side. Nagy and Culver side by side. Culver can't go anywhere. Trapped on the outside behind the 83. And the 83 edging out in front of Darrell Lake, but Lake trying to fight back on the inside. That's the battle right there on your screen for third. Rickwood thought he was clearer. Got lifted a little bit by the nose of the one at Culver. Allows Lake to come back to the door. There's the 93, Carson Nagy there. Just off picture, your points leader right side to 07. There's Ramsey right there in the 07. Lake and Rickwood, I think, slowing these cars up just a hair. Rickwood will get down to the lower groove. That'll allow Culver now to get to the outside of Lake. And Culver with a little bit more horsepower, but the 77 tries to draw even under braking. Still Dyson out front, followed by Jay Cox. Yeah, Darrell Lake having some issues in that 77. The best choice for the guys trying to pass will be on the outside, I would imagine. Culver's by, and Culver immediately with a great run out of turn number 2. Will draw it to the inside of the 83 of Rickwood, and will make the pass quickly. Culver up to third. Nagy to the outside of Lake, and Ramsey still marked in the back. Every car will get points in this heat race because there's 10 or less cars. 10 points for first all the way back. 1 point less per position. Right now the points leader will get 5 points, but passing Lake now. Speed shot down under the flag stand.
Culver's getting a great run on Jay Cox coming out of turn 2. That's also where he got the good run on the 83 of Brody Rickwood. So Culver's definitely running well tonight, and Dyson was hoping that somebody kept him back there, I think, a little bit longer. Dyson's crew's been really fighting that car so far this season, and he's having a great run right now, but here comes the one of Trevor Culver.
Yeah, Culver was definitely held up by the 83 and the 77 early on in this heat race. 2 to go this time by. And Dyson's going to have to do everything to hold off this number 1. Because Culver in that one car, she's on rails early tonight here at Delaware Speedway. Coming off a feature race win 2 weeks ago, and Culver just seems to get a huge run out of corner exit at turn 2. Looking to the inside, he's there already. Side by side for the lead, white flag. Culver with the preferred lane. Dyson trying to stay fighting on the outside. Culver quickly will grab the lead. That one just handling great in corner exits in turn 2 and 4.
The way that car rolls through the corner, and then the ability for him to get on the gas a little bit earlier than everybody else is just really pulling him through that corner and giving him that launch.
Checker flag, the one of Culver, followed by Dyson, Cox, Rickwood, and I believe it was Nick Ramsey getting by Carson Nagy for the 5th spot. So the points leader grabbing an extra point there on the last lap, but there you see the one. Culver looking to go back-to-back in feature races. Won 2 weeks ago, looking to do it again tonight in the Super Stock class. And let's go trackside to Jeremy.
Thank you so much, Chris. I am joined by Hannah Lamont, who just won her first Delaware Speedway heat race in the Bone Stocks. Hannah, congratulations. Talk to me about how that must feel for you.
Honestly, it feels amazing to actually win a heat race. I've been racing for 3 years, as I was saying off camera, and it just feels amazing. Everybody out here is so proud of me, and I could never be more proud of myself, my family, everything. They put so much effort into this car, and to come from like an accident that happened last week, Friday, big car pile up, and to finally just I destroyed the whole front end, but we got it all back together and brought it out, and we did it in style, and we won our first heat race. I couldn't be ever more proud.
Well, obviously you want to take that momentum into tonight's feature race. How are you going to do it? You're going to be near the front of the pack. Talk to me about what you're going to do to try to not only get your first heat race win, which you already have done, now to get a feature.
Well, in all honesty, the best word of opinion is to bunker down and drive it like you stole it, exactly how my mama says it, and I can't wait for the future, and I hope that maybe I can get a top 10. I don't expect me to win checkers, but I believe I can do it if I just give it all my all.
Well, it's going to be all gas and no brakes for you, Hannah. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the win. Best of luck.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank my mom and my sponsors. Lifto is a big help for my car, and the Bone Stock sponsor, actually. And honestly, I wouldn't be more proud of all the people that are on my car, like Stickers and Scuffs, C'est La Vie, Lifto, Lamont Racing, Ladies of the Oval, and a few, I think, RV Photography, Runners Up Designs, Toyota Material Handling, all those guys. I could never be so grateful of who's on my car, and Do It for Dales, and everybody's just absolutely amazing, including LSC Photography. They took a bunch of pictures for me as well.
Well, thank you so much, Hannah, for your time. We'll send it back up upstairs.
Great interview with bone stock driver Hannah Lamont. When you get that first win, whether it's a heat race or a feature race, you want to thank everybody that put you in the seat. She does a great interview, even using the term when we talked off camera. Like, she did a great interview. I'd love to interview Hannah Lamont. That was an awesome interview.
Yeah,
she did a great job.
And there's nothing like winning your first one. So congratulations to her. And like she said, she may not get the checkers, but the top 10 finish. So every driver's got to take their stepping stone, and we know where hers is. So we'll be watching the 14 come feature time.
Heat racing all done tonight. When we come back, other side of the break, late model qualifying here from Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Welcome back to Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. It's your support for Delaware Speedway. With the latest 2025 season merchandise, from classic hoodies and comfortable t-shirts to stylish hats, there's something for every race fan. Whether you're watching from the grandstands or following the action from home, you can shop online anytime at DelawareSpeedway.com. Order now and represent the excitement of Delaware Speedway in style. Welcome back, Chris Orrs, Kate Friel, top of the tower. Jeremy McGrady down trackside. We are getting set, as you see there, at pit road for late model qualifying. And I believe it's 2 laps under green, Kate? Is that right?
Yeah, and it'll be single car qualifying. Unlike last week when they did group qualifying, this is just going to be 1 car on the track running that qualifying. So we will see them come around and get 2 green laps.
Yeah, so they'll get the, sorry, Kate. They'll get the green right away, as you see on track right now. They'll get the green right now, 2 laps under green, and when they take the checker flag and go by the road, that's when the next car will hop onto the track. Steve Aron in the 37 out there first. Try and lay down a good lap here. They're running in the reverse order of slow to fast in practice times. White flag at the Speedway, first time in.
So with that being said, we should see these lap times get quicker and quicker, but we don't know what teams we're dealing with in practice. So if they were fighting some stuff in practice and they've worked it out, they may end up being quicker. But let's see what qualifying brings us.
19.514 first lap time for a run. Here comes lap number 2. And he beat that by 0.2 of a second. 19.323 is the first time to beat on the track. Here comes the 71 taking the green flag. That's Corey McAllister on track right now for 2 green flag laps. And through turns 3 and 4, coming around to record lap number 1. Trying to beat 19.323. And Corey misses it by 12/100ths of a second. 19.428. Traditionally, the second lap is seconds faster than the first lap in qualifying in pretty much any racing division you'll ever see. Trying to beat 19.428. 19.022, top of the board for the 71 of Corey McAllister. On track now, the 21 Logan White, visiting Delaware Speedway tonight. That's my pick to win it all tonight, just because of the number. That's what I'm going with. First lap in for White, 19.121. Pretty good first lap. That would have taken the pole for first lappers. 19.121. And coming around for lap number 2. Top of the board, sub 19 second, 18.858 for the 21 of Logan White. Next up, the 14. Here comes Paul Major from Vernon, Ontario. And we'll take lap number 1. Logan White, top of the board, 18.858 is the lap time. McAllister, Iran in that order, and Major on the track. Coming around the complete lap number 1. 19.492, needs to improve on that big time. A full second and a half behind the pace. Final time through turns 3 and 4. Paul Major from Vernon, Ontario. Checker flag. Did improve up to third spot, 19.241, dropping Iran to fourth. Here comes the 69 of Lloyd Rawlings from Windsor, Ontario. Veteran of Delaware Speedway, makes the trek in from Windsor every week. Good to see Lloyd every week. Inside lap number 1 for the 69 out of Windsor. Mashed the gas out of turn number 4, completing lap number 1. 19.492, 5th spot on the board right now. Top spot, 18.858, Logan White. Rawlings trying to better the 19.492 from lap number 1 out of turn number 4. And we'll jump a spot, 19.312, best time for Rawlings up to 4th, dropping Steve Iran to 5th. We'll stay in Windsor, Ontario for Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. out of Windsor. In that white number 60, really loose in turn number 2 there. Coming around to complete lap number 1. Used to race the top stock car series in Canada for multiple years, a 19.339 first lap.
Yeah, it looks like he's really fighting that car coming at it too.
Trying to better the time here. 6th spot right now for the 60. At the line. And jump 3 spots to 3rd. 19.136. Bettered that time by 0.3 of a second. Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. now in the 3rd spot. It's still Logan White, Corey McAllister, and Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. Your top 3 on the board. On track right now, Brady Smith in that 53. From Paynes Mills. Coming around to complete lap number 1. We heard from Brady talking with Jeremy earlier tonight. First lap, 3rd spot. 19.130, good opening lap for the 53. Trying to get sub 19 out of turn number 4. Good for 2nd spot, under 19 seconds, 18.882, 3/100ths of a second behind the top spot of Logan White. Now we see Trayton Lapsevich, stock car Canadian veteran, in the 0 car visiting Delaware Speedway tonight. Good to see Trayton on hand tonight, coming around to complete lap number 1. Interesting to see what lap number 1 will unveil here. Holy mackerel, 18.771, right to the top of the board, and the 0 has led down with a huge lap. Can he better it now? 18.7 18.771 on the board. Trying to beat it. Checker flag coming here. 18.608. He beat it by 1 full 10.5 of a second and is at the top of the board. Ray Morneau on track at that 0-3. Lapsevich, White, Smith, your top 3. McAllister, Beauchamp Jr., your top 5. Still got some heavy hitters to come. One of them is on track right now. Ray Morneau in the 0-3, really loose out of turn number 4. And Morneau quickly to second spot. 18.732, and that included a little fishtail in turn number 4.
Yeah, I find that Ray normally likes to run his car a little bit loose, so I don't know if he meant to put it that loose coming into qualifying.
Needs a 10.5. And no, can't beat it. Remains in second spot. Lapsevich still in first. Here's the 3 on track. That's Shea Gemmel. That was 3 Windsor drivers out of 4 that we just saw with Morneau. Shea Gemmel in the 3 car. Coming out of turn number 4 on the clock for lap number 1. And Gemmel up to 5th spot at 18.917. Now we're seeing everybody from here on in under sub 19. Gemmel up to 5th spot. Drops McAllister outside the top 5. Trying to better the 18.917. And he does. He gets up to 3rd, 18.782. Good for 3rd spot. It's Lapsevich, Morneau, and Gemmel, your top 3.
The 10 and Jesse Kennedy takes to the track for qualifying next, and we'll have to see what his first lap is. Definitely a veteran here at Delaware Speedway. Should be able to put down some pretty good qualifying laps as he's ran a lot of them here.
Kennedy out of Oneida Nation of the Thames First Nation. Out of turn number 4, complete lap number 1. And Kennedy up to 6th spot already, 18.939. And we'll try and better that lap this time around. He is 1/10.5 behind the top 5. Kennedy, checker flag. And Kennedy up to 2nd spot. A blistering second lap, 18.630 to grab the 2nd spot. Lapsevich, Kennedy, Morneau, your top 3. Gemmel and White now your top 5.
And the 22 of Marshall Schrank is on the track next. Hoping to have a good qualifying time here at Delaware.
From about 4.5 minutes away, Kamoka, Ontario, is Marshall Schrank. First lap, good for 7th, 18.932 for that 22. Marshall Schrank out of Kamoka. Coming around. Oh, a little squirrely there. Car got tight in between turns 3 and 4. And still better this time by 2 spots, an 18.824. How did they do that? Up into the top 5. The 30, London's Jonathan Arts on track right now. 4 cars to come after Arts in the 30. It's still Lapsevich, Kennedy, Morneau, your top 3. Gemmel, Schrank, your top 5. First lap. And Arts is up to 9th spot. A 039, 19.039. Trying to better that. Right now in the 9th spot. Really loose in turn 3. And did not better his time. Johnny Arts in the 9th spot.
It seems like a lot of them are sliding through 3 and 4 during qualifying, which we haven't quite seen. So I wonder if teams thought that this track was going to go one way and end up going the other.
Yeah, maybe. Joe Lawrence in the 78. BT Racing late model. We expect somewhere close to the top 5 here. And right now in 7th, 18.878 after lap number 1. And Lawrence will work the back another time. Right now in 7th spot, 5/100ths of a second out of the top 5. Out of turn number 4. And Lawrence to 2nd spot with an 18.609. And 1/1000th of a second off the lead pace by Lapcevich. That was it. Lapcevich, Lawrence, Kennedy, your top 3. Morneau, Gemmell, your top 5. On track right now, the 32 of Matt Robley. 1/1000th of a second separate the top 2 cars. My goodness. Robley had to turn 4 to complete lap number 1. And Robley up to 9th spot, 18.999 for that 32 machine. And Robley trying to get into the top 5. A 10th and a half behind the 5th spot here to try and crack that top 5. Robley to the line. And Robley will get the 6th spot, 18.800. On track right now, it's Kyle Steckley. And Steckley in that 22S. The second to last driver to take the track here. We expect top 5 for sure here from Steckley. We'll see. Coming around to complete lap number 1. And Steckley to 5th spot already, 18.714. A 10th and a half behind the lead pace of Lapcevich. Steckley trying to improve it at 18.714 out of turn 4. Checkered flag. And to the top of the board, 18.444 for the 22S of Kyle Steckley. Only one driver can beat that, and he's on the track right now from Mount Bridges, the 52 of Jake Sheridan. It's Steckley, Lapcevich, Lawrence, Kennedy, Morneau, your top 5. And Sheridan coming around to complete lap number 1. Had some adjustments in practice. Went in a couple of times during late model qualifying. Jake Sheridan immediately up to 2nd spot, 18.510. At 10th and a quarter off the pace of Steckley. Sheridan trying to beat 18.444 by Steckley. Here it comes out of turn number 4 at the line. And no, he won't beat it. A little slower in lap number 2. Steckley will get the top spot, 18.444, and we'll start the Earl Ross Memorial 75 lapper on the pole position. Steckley, Sheridan, Lapcevich, Lawrence, and Kennedy your top 5. Morneau, Gemmell, Robley, Schrenk, White your top 10. Then it's Smith, McAllister, Arts, Beauchamp Jr., Major, Rawlings, and Steve Aron. Your rest of your finishing order in late model qualifying for the Earl Ross Memorial 75-lap feature coming up later tonight.
That was great qualifying. Everybody's running some great times. I'm interested to see what this feature brings. I think Steckley and Sheridan are going to go at it like they normally do,
I think
and
so.
It's going to be a close one. But I wouldn't count out the 78 of Joe Lawrence either. He's a veteran at this track. He has lots of laps here. He grew up here. So I'm interested to see what happens there as well. But a 75-lap memorial race, there's nothing better.
It is the Earl Ross Memorial Race and the Memorial Night tonight from Delaware Speedway. More on the Earl Ross, the man himself, with the Jeremy. Let's check in trackside.
Thanks so much, Chris and Kate. And yes, originally from Prince Edward Island, there are many who say that stock car racer Earl Ross put Ailsa Craig, Ontario on the map. Ross's racing career stretched back to the 1960s, racing hobby cars. Then he began racing late models for the McEachin brothers at Delaware Speedway. Along the way, he became the first Canadian to win a NASCAR Winston Cup race when he went to Victory Lane following the fall race at Martinsville Speedway in 1974. He's also the only Canadian to be named Rookie of the Year in NASCAR's Cup Series. Ross was also one of the first Canadians to race in the Daytona 500, the sport's biggest event. After honing his craft racing on Canadian short tracks, Ross made his mark in 1970 when he won 9 of 10 international stock car races held in Ontario that featured drivers from across Canada in the United States. In 1973, Ross won the Export A Series, a stock car series that was run in Eastern Canada. He qualified for his first Daytona 500 in 1973 and finished third in his first superspeedway start, the ARCA Daytona 200, a race that he thought he could have won. In 1974, a banner year. He competed in 21 Winston Cup races, won the Old Dominion 500 at Martinsville Speedway, and was named Winston Cup Rookie of the Year. In 1975 and 76, he qualified for his second and third Daytona 500s. In 1982, he won the inaugural McKeerley-Millen 200 at Delaware Speedway Park, which is known today as the Great Canadian Race. In 1994, he teamed up with Whitlock Motorsports to race CASCAR. He finished second in the CASCAR Super Series, and in 1995 qualified in the top 12 at the most CASCAR events and finished 13th in the points. In 1996, he finished 13th in the CASCAR Eastern Series points, and in 1997, he finished 15th in the CASCAR Super Series points. Earl Ross passed away in 2014, a member of the Canadian Motorsports Hall of Fame in 2000, a member of the PEI Sports Hall of Fame in 2008, a member of the London Sports Hall of Fame. Earl Ross passed away September 18th, 2014. He was 73 years old. And we'll send it back upstairs.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thoughts on Earl Ross, Kate?
Definitely put a stamp on the map for Canada when it came to stock car racing, being able to go and run those NASCAR races, but then coming back and running CASCAR as well. So definitely a legend here, and that's why we honor him tonight.
Yeah, nice little portrait of him when you drive into the community of Elsa Craig, Ontario, in all entrances, coming in from Nairn, coming in from Park Hill, coming in from Lucan into Elsa Craig, the unofficial, I would say official home of Earl Ross, the only Canadian stock car driver to win a cup race back in '74 in Martinsville. What interesting, before we go to break, the unbelievable stat, if you're a follower of racing south of the border, he made a start in Daytona 500 '73, finished third in the '73 500. Yeah, finished third. The winner, I believe, was Richard Petty, finished 2 laps ahead of the field. If you watch racing and you know racing and you think about it now, how is that even possible at Daytona? But back then, cars were different, drivers were different, specs were different.
Tech was different.
Yeah, back in '73, Petty finished 2 laps ahead of the field. Ross finished third. Earl Ross Memorial Night tonight from Delaware Speedway. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Bring the family to Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat buffet. Fresh pizzas, pasta, and salads, something for everyone. Great taste, great time, all in one place. Pizza Hut, where family meals are unforgettable.
Jeff from Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff here, and we are back for another incredible season of Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff. We're going to tour some amazing backyards. We're going to meet up with some great folks, and we're going to cook some incredible food. Join us Thursdays at 7:30 for Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff.
In baseball, there's nothing more important than making it home.
George Springer has tied the game.
Doesn't matter how you get there.
It's gone!
But I do it with style.
Boy, has he got some kind of power.
And a little swagger, too.
Because no matter where you happen to be,
what a play!
There's only one place.
Jays fans call home.
Sportsnet. Sportsnet.
Sportsnet. Sportsnet, home of the Blue Jays.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet, and show your support for Delaware Speedway, the latest season merchandise for this year, 2025. From classic hoodies and comfortable t-shirts to stylish hats, there's something for every race fan. Whether you're watching from the grandstands or following the action and watching us from home, you can shop online anytime at DelawareSpeedway.com. Order now and represent the excitement of Delaware Speedway in style. There you see a nice look over turn 2 here at the half mile. The sunshine trying to peek through. I think we're going to be okay weather-wise. Good evening. Welcome back. Chris Soares, Kate Friel, top of the tower here. We weren't supposed to have an intermission, but it feels like we are having one, Kate.
I think we're just trying to line up all of the bone stocks and get them ready to go. So nice to see that all these bone stocks are lining up, which is getting us closer to race time.
All right, we got a special guest going to join us here. I don't know how long he's going to stay, but we're going to put him on mic, the GM of Delaware Speedway. Dave Graham's going to put on a headset here. as the Bone Stocks roll out here for feature racing. And hello, sir. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Chris?
Good, good. Thanks for stopping by. I know you're a busy man, so I talked with Dave before when I got here today. I said, listen, give us 5 minutes. I'm trying to get him up here all season long. You're here now. Thoughts on, we're in mid-June now, so thoughts on the 2025 season to date here, Dave?
Well, we've had some interesting weather so far this year, but the season's shaping up. I mean, we had the Super Modifieds here. Awesome show. And next weekend we've got the Dayco Superstocks and the APC series here. So,
how difficult was it to put the 2025 schedule together? It's obviously a very difficult process, but how was it for this season?
Well, it takes a bit of time. We do it in the fall, end of the season, start planning for this year, but we've got a good group that works on it, and it's just a matter of getting all the touring series to agree to come and set up their schedules.
And especially with the touring series, we got to work around their other schedules. And how difficult is that to plan every season?
So far, I mean, they love coming to Delaware, so they fit us in.
Yeah, nice fast track. It's not so hard for them to say no.
That's right. That's right.
It's nice because the last time I was here, we did the ISMA series. It was their first and only Canadian stop. When a touring series, especially one south of the border's first and only Canadian stop of a season is your track, how does that make you guys feel here?
Oh, it's pretty awesome. I mean, you saw the crowd here last week. I mean, they haven't been here, I think, in 6 years, and people love them and they want them back, and they're definitely going to be back next year.
Dave, for people who enjoy racing but have not yet experienced a Friday night at Delaware Speedway, what can you tell those viewers watching right now?
There's nothing better. I mean, you're sitting on the side of the hill watching the cars go around. I mean, beautiful sunset, no rain, and it's actually a very affordable family outing, and it just, you got to get out here and experience it, and you'll come back.
Yeah, and if anyone thinks that the GM's role stops when the green flag flies on Friday nights, that's not the case. You're working here all week, but your job doesn't stop. There's a lot of working pieces here, staff and whatnot on a Friday night, but you're still doing work once the green flag drops on Friday, which we're very fortunate to have you for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it always seems to be something little that happens. You think you're prepared, but there's always something. You know, a GM job is very glamorous. I get to unplug toilets, and
oh, I don't know if we needed to know that, Dave, but
I'd rather be talking to everybody watching, whether it be on Rogers TV or YouTube, than unplugging the toilets.
Dave Graham, General Manager here at Delaware Speedway. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate the 5 minutes.
Appreciate it.
It means a lot to us when you can spare 5 minutes to come talk to us. Enjoy the rest of your season, Dave.
Thank you.
Dave Graham, GM for Delaware Speedway, as we get set for the Bone Stock feature. Everybody makes the A main here tonight from the half mile. And Kate and I set to bring you the action and the scheduled distance, 25 laps for the Bone Stock division here at the half mile. It was nice that Dave could stop by, Kate. He's a busy man. I've been trying to get him up here for a few weeks. All of a sudden he showed up. I didn't even know he was here. You said, hey, Dave's, or somebody said Dave's behind you. I said, really? Oh, Dave's here.
Yeah, so it's always nice when we can have some guests drop in and give us a different outlook on the days here at Delaware.
Yeah.
It's not just about racing on Friday night. Lots of stuff goes on behind the scenes, and there's lots of different angles that everybody's seen this track at, whether it be drivers, a flagman, or the GM.
Yeah, we had a former flagman, Scott Mackey, on with Kate and myself a couple weeks ago. I'm sure we'll have more guests as the season progresses. Getting set here. Bone Stock feature as the sun peaks itself out at turn number 2. Getting ready for 25 laps. Green flag, we're racing, and it's Lamont out front.
Hannah Lamont has a great start as everybody's rolling through 2 by 2.
They're
a little bit of 3 by 3, but
Taylor Everest to the inside for the lead. Here comes Dakota Luoma. Bochelle there in the 333 as well. Lamont trapped on the outside. Hannah needs to find her groove, get into a groove, because there's going to be traffic coming. She understands that. Oh, contact at the line! And Lawrence, my apologies, that was Culver, drilled into the inside wall by the 40 of Craig, but he'll keep going. Big time collision just at the stripe. Is that fresh fluid just before the stripe, Kate, or was that already there?
No, that looks new.
There you see it right there. You see that dark spot there? That might have just happened. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to become an issue. Oh, we got a car around in turn number 4. And it's the 7. And we're going to get a caution here. And we will get a caution.
That's the 7 of Thomas Jeremy that's around over there in turn 4.
So I think we got the first one. Heavy damage on that right rear you saw there. Take us to
yeah, take a look at the right side of your screen.
Oh, Justin did stay off the wall. I thought he hit the wall.
Just barely stayed off the wall, but definitely off the nose of the 40 there. So,
yeah, I wonder if they'll come and
break,
have a look at this fluid here, because I thought I think that's fresh fluid there, I think.
Yeah, Justin Culver looks like he is headed into the pits here. Whether they're going to make an adjustment or make sure everything's good on that car, this would be the time to do so.
There you see the tops of the trees, sun shining over turn number 2 now. So now with the sun, we haven't seen the sun until right now, Kate, so it's shining in turn number 4 as the drivers turn back towards the start-finish line. Is that going to bother the drivers in turn 4, or maybe going up the hill in turn number 2? Is that going to be an issue, you think?
It's never fun coming out of the corner with the sun in your eyes. Whether they remember to take sunglasses or if they have a tinted shield, that's all going to make a difference, but they're probably just going to have to roll with it, take a look, find where the wall is, and hopefully don't hit it. But yeah, the sun being in your eyes coming out of the corner is going to be the biggest part. I don't think it's going to add a lot of heat back into this track. It's not that hot here at Delaware anymore. We've got a little bit of a breeze coming through, so I don't think it's going to be enough to warm up the track at any aspect and cool off more on the other side. It's going to be more of a visual thing.
So the cream already starting to rise to the top here on this restart. The points leader, Colin Wilms, 9 rows back, starting in the 17th position, has a lot of work to do. The top 2 the second and third in points already into the top 10. Everest will lead him out of turn number 4 for a restart in the blown stock class. Green flag, we're racing. Luoma there in the 16, and it's Lamont and Verburn side by side for 3rd. And it's Everest in the 13 off to the races here in the first spot. Verburn will grab a 3rd. Lawrence to the inside of Lamont for 4th. Bochelle trying to get to the outside of Lamont. Langford's there as well. Some of the faster drivers already coming through the front. And Colin Wilms has gained 4 spots in the opening lap of the restart. And Wilms just outside the top 10.
Take a look here. This is just a lap before we went to green. The leaders bouncing off one another. So that's Luoma and Everest making contact before we even went green.
Leader out of turn number 2, down the back. Everest out front. Luoma in second spot for Byrne, and Lawrence all over him for 3rd. There's the 27 of Julian inside of Lamont. Last week's feature race winner, Verhoeven right there in the 8. Langford there, and Will Quarry in the 6. And Colin Wilms still trying to fight through the middle of the pack. And the points leader up to the 14th spot now, but a lot of work to do. 19 is Verburn, 33 is Lawrence driving for Paul Fothergill. The points will stay with the 33, currently the top 3 in the point standings. But it's Lawrence piloting that 33 tonight. To the outside of Verburn in the 19. Up the hill and turn 2 and down the back. Trying to reel in Dakota Luoma. And here comes Verhoeven too, the 8 of Verhoeven. Charlie Verhoeven catching this battle. There you see, left of your screen, 4-car battle for second spot shaping up. Lawrence looking to the inside of Verburn. Here's the red number 8 of Verhoeven out of nowhere. And Verhoeven, Charlie's come to the front, trying to go back to back here in the bone stock division. Verburn, Lawrence, Verhoeven, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And there's Luoma in the second spot in the black 16. And there's the defending series champ, orange and white, at Langford in the 6th spot. Everest in the traffic now.
So there's the 93 with a loose bumper dragging.
Inside of Genereux in the 25.
And here's how it happens. There's contact. The car going a lap down is in between Craig, and I didn't see who there was on the outside.
That's Triska in the orange and white, I think.
Yeah, but ends up catching the 93 of Brady Oudman's back bumper, so now he's dragging a bumper on the track.
Charlie Verhoeven, and that 8 car is on rails right now. Got by Lawrence, got by Verburn, and now getting by Luoma. And the 8 up to 2nd spot. And a full half a straightaway behind the leader, Taylor Everest, with 15 to go. Here's Lawrence 33, Luoma 16, Verburn 19, and the nose of Langford. And here's the gap. Everest at the line right now, and Verhoeven coming out of turn number 4. Verhoeven trying to go back-to-back here in the Bone Stock division. Took the feature last week on First Responders Night. What a great night that was. I watched a little bit of the highlights. Great to recognize our first responders, of course.
Yeah, always good to recognize our first responders and bring them all out to the track and show our support as a community. 19 of Verburn there on your screen, under attack here by the 03 of Matt Langford. That's the battle. Well, with Luoma there, that's 4, 5, and 6 spot on the track.
Yeah, Lawrence left that battle and has reeled Verhoeven back in, so obviously Lawrence is a little slowed up by that battle. Now the 33 has reeled the 8 back in for 2nd. Here they come into turn number 1. That's your battle for 2nd. Charlie Verhoeven in the 8. Joe Lawrence in the 33. 2nd and 3rd. And lots of traffic ahead. Everest in the traffic already. And they'll come out of turn number 4, 11 to go.
It's all about how much that lap traffic is going to play a difference right now.
And where you catch them on the track, too, that's a big difference as well.
Correct. Charlie Verhoeven was able to take 2/10 off of Everest's lead that lap. So lap by lap, all the 8 and 33 of Lawrence are trying to do is just pick away at that distance, but they've only got about 10 laps left to do so.
Yeah, but they're right there. They've gained half a straightaway. Look at the traffic in front of the leader. Verhoeven just off screen right side. Into the back stretch they go. Verhoeven has lost Lawrence by about 6 car lengths all of a sudden. Here's Verhoeven in turn number 3. Everest is also in turn 3, just ahead. There you see them, bottom right, they're all together. Everest 13, Verhoeven is there in the 8 to go to the outside of Carter Nickel in an Earl Ross replica.
So Verhoeven was 1.1 seconds off the leader last time by. This time he's only 2/10.
This time he's right beside him. Down the backstretch into turn number 3 they go. Everest in the 13, Verhoeven in the 8. Lawrence has drifted back. It's just the 2 of these guys up front. And Verhoeven trying to go back-to-back at Delaware Speedway. Will grab the lead into turn number 1 with 8 laps to go. Wow, what a lap and a half, maybe 2 laps for the 8 car. Wow.
That car seems to work very well in a long run.
Absolutely. Let's check in on the points leader. Colin Williams up to 9th now into the top 10. Lead will definitely be losing a couple of points here, I would imagine. Unless Willems can knock off some more positions before these 7 laps are done. Verhoeven pulling away now to the outside of Len Starrett in the 1 machine. Outside of it, turns number 3 and 4. 6 to go at the line. Still lots of traffic. This race is far from over. And we got a gaggle of about 6 cars battling for position, about half a straightaway ahead of the leaders.
Joe Kicks just went up the wall on the back stretch, able to keep going, but there was about 3 wide going in there, and Joe Kicks ended up on the outside and went up the wall on the back stretch.
That's the battle I'm talking about, half a straightaway ahead of the leaders. There's your battle for 4th. Luoma has it in the 16 car, then it's Langford for Burns there. Donovan Clark in the 52. And the 15 is Sterling Roberts. Langford to the inside of Luoma for position. And now Verhoeven into that mess of traffic here into turn number 1 with 4 to go. Coming up on the 40 of Craig. Oh, Everest is loose up in turn number 1 and kept it off the wall. And we'll lose the second spot. Taylor Everest really got into the marbles. We got a car around in turn number 1. It's Sterling Roberts. And he'll right the ship and continue on. We remain green. 3 to go at the line. Verhoeven in the mess of traffic right now. There you see the 8 car very loose inside the Joe Kicks Wonder Bread car. Now to look at the insider coming behind the 25 is Genereux. Beauchel there in the 333. Levesque in the 10. And Verhoeven trying to weave his way through. Will drop to 3 wide here at the line. And Genereux will exit that situation. And out of turn number 2 and down the back. Lap and a half to go here for Verhoeven. Looking to go back-to-back here in the bone stocks. We haven't seen this since mid last year. Somebody went back-to-back. I think it might have been Lawrence, either Lawrence or Rabideau. White flag on the speedway for the aid of Verhoeven. From middle of the pack, fighting with some of the top drivers in the division. And now to the lead. Half a lap to go for the 8 of Charlie Verhoeven. No danger in front. 2 turns to go. And Charlie Verhoeven will go back-to-back at Delaware Speedway in the bone stock division. Chris Lawrence will finish in second spot, followed by Everest, Langford, Clark, your top 5. Luoma, Verburn, Willems, Quarry, Dixon, your top 10. Then it's Outman, Julian, Rawlings, Triska, Culver, Lamont, Genereux, Levesque, Kicks, Beauchel, and Rea. Hey, when do we ever get treatment like that? We never get that.
Great run by the 8 of Charlie Verhoeven. You see coming around to go to victory lane. Chris Lawrence had a great run as well. Taylor Everest able to stay in the top 3, even though getting super loose, washing out up to the track entrance. Was able to hold on there.
Down in turn 1, hats off to Megaco.
There you see Charlie Verhoeven, Bone Stock Feature Race winner, back-to-back. And we're going to hear momentarily from the driver with Jordan Maudsley. There you see Chris Koulas, our flag stand attendant, staff member.
Trying to get the steering wheel off here, Kitty, just leaving it.
There you see Charlie climbing out of the cockpit.
Charlie Verhoeven.
2 wins in a row. We'll send it down trucks.
It feels like we just did this. Take me through your evening.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say. Like, we didn't have a win in 2 years, and then 2 weeks we got 2 wins. This is just awesome.
How do you keep this up, keep the momentum going the rest of the year?
Just stay consistent, look for consistent finishes, and keep trying to chase that championship.
And who do you want to thank here?
I got to thank all my sponsors, Beechwood Agri Services, Rumbouts Excavating, APC, Brookside Retirement Home Living, Midlam, Reed's Repair, and Brian Shanahan Farms.
Charlie Verhoeven does it again here in the lift toe bone stock.
Charlie Verhoeven, bone stock feature race winner 2 weeks in a row. Do we have officially a new challenger for the title in the bone stocks in 2025?
I guess we'll have to wait to see all of the points shape out, but consistent finishes. If he keeps consistently finishing near the top, he definitely has a shot.
Super stock feature on the other side of the break. It's Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Steve McCaw from Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Welcome to the 2025 race season. From the Ray Cullen Chevrolet family, we are excited about another great year.
Hi, I'm Kathleen from Hiking with Kathleen. Please join me this season where I bring you on my great adventures of hiking, paddling, and camping. And I bring you up close to wildlife as I see them on my hikes.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. We're just talking off camera. I want to wish Tyler Jeans, one of our camera people, a happy birthday this evening. Chris Soares, Kate Friel, top of the tower. Jeremy Grady down trackside. So happy birthday to Tyler, and thank you to all of our staff doing the cameras tonight, all volunteers. Chris and Scotty in the truck. Thank you so much for the work they do getting set for Super Stock feature. What do you expect here in the feature?
I expect some good hard racing. I'm interested to see the one car starting in the 5th spot, but that car's been on rails. I'm interested to see how quickly he tries to make a move, or does he lay back a little bit. But he's been amazing tonight. That car is handling so well. Also,
you mentioned that because we noticed how the one car seems to really turn in the corners, and corner exit is amazing. You noticed that he's actually braking a little earlier going into turns 1 and 3.
To me, it looks like the car is downshifting, possibly going in and able to step on it sooner. That is very much a possibility. We're going to have to watch a little bit further to see, because that drive that car gets out of turn 2 is like no other Super Stock has been running so far tonight. So definitely going to keep an eye on the one car and see what the secrets are to making that happen.
We're going to stop the cars in the backstretch for some reason. Not quite sure what's going on here.
I believe an emergency vehicle may need to exit, so.
Okay. Hopefully everything is okay. So we stopped the vehicles on the backstretch here. Kate believes there's a vehicle going to be exiting from the infield that needs to exit. So we're waiting to see what transpires here. Getting set for the Super Stock 35 lap feature. And then the late model Earl Ross Memorial 75 lapper coming up. So Super Stock stopped on the back stretch. I believe we're having some stuff going on in the infield. Kate thinks there might need to be a vehicle that needs to exit. So we're waiting to see what's going on here. Emergency vehicles and the pickup truck is circling around in the infield for some reason. The side-by-side also from the safety crew making its way to the turn 1-2 area. So is the safety vehicle pickup truck. This happening as we're getting set for the Super Stock feature here at Delaware Speedway. Don't forget DelawareSpeedway.com for all your ticket information, schedule information. We're back at it next Friday night. Next weekend is actually a doubleheader weekend here at Delaware. We'll cover the Friday night portion, but it's a doubleheader Friday, Saturday. There we go. We have a gentleman going with St. John's Ambulance to further take care of that left arm, obviously.
Looks like he is with the Nagy crew, so we give out our best wishes. Hope that everything is okay.
So we're going to let the St. John's Ambulance unit exit the track in the turn 2 area. I believe that's what's going to happen here. As mentioned, the schedule continues next week at doubleheader. Let me see if I can tell you exactly what's going on. June 27th, 7:30 start time. We'll have that one for you. The Dayco Super Stocks, the Bone Stocks, the Delaware Modifieds. and King of the Hill next Friday. That'll be my first King of the Hill this season. Saturday afternoon, 4:40 start time. The Pro Late Model Series and the Oscar Modifieds and Hot Rods in action next Saturday. So doubleheader weekend at Delaware Speedway. And there you see the unit leaving the track. We'll be back with Super Stock feature racing from Delaware Speedway, racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Hey, you want to see a show on Rogers TV that doesn't feature any human stars? Well, you've come to the right place. Watch Crumpet Corner, this brand new show full of laughs and, weirdness, chaos.
Good news, Rogers customers. Disney Plus is now included in select TV plans at no additional cost. With Disney Plus, you can enjoy exclusive movies and shows like Andor.
They're building a weapon.
Welcome to the rebellion. Vanderpump Villa.
I've chosen this magnificent Italian castle.
And No Taste Like Home.
I've been waiting for this moment my entire life.
Rogers Xfinity customers say activate Disney Plus into your voice remote to learn more.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. And don't forget to show your support for Delaware Speedway. The latest 2025 season merchandise, from classic hoodies and comfortable t-shirts to stylish hats. Something for every race fan. Whether you're watching from the grandstands or following the action from home, you can shop online, DelawareSpeedway.com. Order now or represent the excitement of Delaware Speedway in style. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace car. Super Stock feature on track. Hudson Nagy, Ethan Orr, your front row. We're watching row number 3, inside row number 3, the one of Trevor Culver. Looking to go back-to-back in this series for feature races. Won his heat race without issue. And the one looks very stout tonight, starting in the 3rd row. Here they come. Out of turn number 4, Hudson Nagy with the pole position. And green flag, we're racing with the Super Stocks at Delaware Speedway. Quickly, it's Orr out front. Wilds will hop to the outside of Hudson Nagy for second. Dyson with a good look out. We got Pomes with the 57 in front of the whole field. Caution on the speedway. Oh, my apologies. That was the 57 braking. I thought there was issues. There was caution on the speedway, Kate.
Caution was on the speedway. 57 saw it. Everybody else started to check up. That could have been real bad for a start that didn't go so great. It could have gone catastrophic for some others.
When I saw the 57, the front end of the car was pushed to the ground, so obviously Ethan under braking. I thought there's something broke in front of the whole field.
Yeah, starter didn't like the start, so we're going to set this up again and go back. Green flag racing.
So Orr jumped the start here?
It looked like Orr got off the start a little bit faster than Nagy did. Didn't really give back any space there, so we are going to try this again.
Here's the replay.
Yeah, the 36 on the inside is the control car of this start. And he's not going yet.
Oh,
57 is gone.
That was almost a full car length.
So the starter said no thank you, and let's set this up again, and then we will go green again. So
white flag on the speedway, lights off the Delaware Speedway pace car. Vandermist Jr. continuing to test the number 7. Half of a lap behind the lead pack here under caution. And Pete Vandermist Jr. will stay there.
I'm going to say that 7 car's testing for next Friday night's event. So
yes, for the Dayco Super Stocks. We'll have that action for you starting at 7:30 here on Rogers TV. Here they come. Hudson Nagy in the 36, the control vehicle. Out of turn number 4. Green flag, we're racing. Much better start. Nagy will lead the pack into turn number 1. Orr on the outside. Herniak Jr. and Wilds in the 2nd row. Culver and Dyson in the 3rd row. Great run by Orr out of turn number 2. Herniak Jr. will go to the inside, and Nagy looking for position early. Oh, Herniak Jr. almost washed out off the nose of Culver. Trevor Culver just muscled the 15 out of the way. And Orr will grab the lead. Nagy to second, Wilds in third, but here comes Culver again. We got a car around. It's Kuykendall in turn number 2. He'll spin it around, will stay green. And Culver continues to get that run out of corners 2 and 4. Look at that.
We will have the replay here down on your screen. So it looks like the 15 of Herniak Jr. goes to go to the inside, but Nagy checks up a little bit. Culver doesn't quite know that everybody's checking up and ends up just washing the 15 up the track a little bit.
Right now, Trevor Culver, there's nobody that can touch that one car. The way that car handles in the corners and gets out of the corners in turns 2 and 4, nobody can touch it. 3 wide for third, back in the pack. Rickwood, Wilds, and Hudson Nagy. There's 5 cars all together for the third spot. Put a blanket on them. They're going to points lead. Here they come at the line. Look at that gaggle of 5 cars. The points leader in there as well. Ramsey. Here's the Carson Nagy to 93. Ramsey trying to follow him through to the inside of Rickwood. And Culver tracking the leader down. It's Orr, Culver, Carson Nagy, Rickwood, and Ramsey.
Culver's knocking about 0.2 of a second off every lap, so that's just ticking away.
They have this one car set up unbelievably. Over a straightaway, over half a straightaway lead on third place is Culver. He's just driving away from them. And there's some strong cars back there. Carson Nagy, the points leader, are back there. And that one car is on rails.
Carson Nagy's getting faster and faster as the laps go by. But Culver's running some great lap times too, and he's tracked down Ethan Orr.
Coming up on Kuykendall to go to the outside. Ethan Orr will use the 8 car as a pick. And the leaders will compete on the lap. The difference between Culver in second, Nagy in third is 2.617 seconds.
And just for reference, about 3 laps ago, it was at 0.8, so definitely ticking away and cutting down that lead.
Orr will lead another lap. Now it's another 0.2 off that. 2.431 now. Nagy's behind Culver, so Carson is tracking down Trevor here. Trevor needs to get by the leader as fast as he possibly can, and 93 is coming. Last time, 2.431. We'll check it now. It's 2.197. Almost a full 0.3 off that time. Not sure if Carson Nagy. Oh, we got caution in turn number 2. 2 cars around. It's the 00 Cox and the 83 of Rickwood. And caution on the speedway. Let's go to the replay.
So going around the, they were setting up to go around the lap car by it looks to me, and Rickwood's on the high side, and it looks like Jay Cox catches Rickwood there, and around he goes.
So caution on the speedway with 25 laps to go, and that interval we were talking about between Culver and Nagy is now gone. They'll stack them and repack them here for another restart. And you're right, Carson Nagy was getting faster as every lap was progressing, Kate. So 25 laps in the books. Sorry, 10 laps in the books, 25 to go. Ethan Orr still your leader. Here's an interesting part about the restart, though, Kate. Carson Nagy's going to start behind the leader, Orr on the inside. Culver's going to be on the outside, and Orr gets to restart the race at his pace. So Culver could be in a little trouble here starting on the outside. We'll have to wait and see how this plays itself out.
Yeah, that car seems to handle really well wherever it handles, so I'm interested to see that for sure. Yeah, it looked tough break for the 83. He's having a good run as well. So is Jay Cox, just kind of setting up to go around that lap car, and it just looked like there was a miscommunication, and around they go.
When you say miscommunication, what do you mean? Because the drivers can't talk to each other.
I'm going to say maybe the spotter may not have seen the outside or given enough.
Okay, so maybe spotter-driver communication.
Yeah.
They'll double them up here at the line. Here's your front row. Orr in a 57, Culver in a 1. Then it's Carson Nagy inside row 2, the current points leader. Ramsey in a 07. The cream's risen to the top here. Dyson and Wilds in row number 3. Hudson, Nagy, Herniak Jr. in row number 4. Looks like Pete Vanderbush Jr. has decided to race, Kate. We'll restart in row number 5 with 4 cars behind him. 5 cars behind him. So it looks like the 7 wants to race here.
Or was told to pull in line.
Possibly. Or we'll bring him to the line. Check the restart here. Orr's got to start him. Here they come into turn number 1. And there's Carson Nagy. As mentioned, he could get an advantage here on Culver. He's at the door. Orr will lead into turn number 3. Culver tries to outbrake everybody in turn number 3. Nagy will fight back on the inside. Nagy's got to keep the 1 car on the outside. Orr's got to keep hitting his marks. Orr will get a good run out of turn number 2. Nagy will draw even. There's the 07 of Ramsey as well. Culver in trouble. We got a car around in turn number 2. It's Kuykendall on the apron in the 8 again. His second dramatic exit of the night. Oh, contact! Orr into the wall. Oh, Ramsey off the right front and into the inside wall. Caution on the front stretch, and it has the points leader involved as we go caution on the speedway.
Yeah, it looked like Ramsey's car even got a little bit of air on that.
A lot of, I guarantee he got air because I watched the whole thing. Almost on the 2 wheels at one point. They came out of turn 4 and they were all clogged up. The front 4 all clogged up. Here's the replay.
So they're all stacked up coming out. Looks like Ramsey's trying to make sure that he is able to go through. And it looks like the 57 got a little bit loose. Comes back down across the track.
There was also contact with the right front of the 1 car. So Culver was involved. Left front damage on the 57. Heavy right front on the 07. The points leader might be done for the night. Big blow to the points leader Ramsey. And another look here. Now, was there contact with the back end of the 57 to make him loose? Like, if we can get maybe that first replay again, Chris, maybe there was contact and got the 57 squirmy out of turn number 4. I didn't remember seeing that in the first replay, but. And let's go. I think we got the first replay back. Here it is. So the 57 is Orr, 93 is Nagy, the 1 is Culver, the 07 is Ramsey. Now it looks like, look at the front tire of the 57. He's fighting to keep that car down. Is there contact here? There is contact. So got him loose off the right front of the Culver machine, and Ramsey had no place to go. So a little bit of contact.
So the 57 looked like was already fighting the car coming out of
you saw the left front tire there.
Out of turn 4, and actually comes down into the 1 machine that was running side by side, not quite all the way because he was back a little bit from Carson Nagy, but
definitely
come out of the corn
made the 57 squirmy though.
But definitely there was a bit of contact, but it looked like the 57 was already a little out of sorts. Ends up making contact with the 1 on the back end of the 57, but then the 57's front end touches Carson Nagy.
No, Ramsey. Carson Nagy was ahead of that.
Correct, but if you watch the replay back, he does come back into the side door of Carson Nagy before he actually comes back across the track, Chris, and takes takes Ramsey with him.
Yeah, so they're still looking at Ramsey in the 07, and we'll take this from the tower camera again. Or in a 57. There's sparks flying out of the 57. Watch the left front tire of Ethan's. Now he's already fishing right there, trying to fight it back. See the tire turn back to the left hard. He's wrenching on that steering wheel. The car is tight and pushing up the track. He'll come down on the right front of the 1 Culver machine, and he'll get the 57 loose. So there's damage on the Culver. The Nagy machine does not get touched.
I thought he got touched there on the way back through.
There's a hard hit there. Ramsey had nowhere to go. Yeah, it was close. You could have thought that Nagy was touched, but no contact with the 93. He was ahead of everything. And still working on the 07.
And as for those sparks just going into the corner, Orr's car has been doing that almost from the start. It's just bump stops.
Great slow motion replay there because you can see that left front tire. He was battling that car that was pushing up the track, wrenching on the tire. First it was loose, so he had the front tires pointing to the right, race fans, up the track because he was losing the back end. Then you saw the left front tire turn hard to the left, so he tried to catch it, but it was still pushing up the track, and then finally when he caught it, he came down and the one was there.
Nick Ramsey gives a wave to the crowd, so that is
good news.
Good news there, as they were trying to get him out of the car. So our thoughts to Nick Ramsey, getting a little bit of help from the safety crew.
Yeah, that's a hard hit there.
But gives a wave to the crowd, so.
And going to be taken into the St. John's ambulance unit there for further testing and for further look at the driver. Current points leader in the super stock division. With 24 laps still in the books here in the super stock feature. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
Hi.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. We've just turned from red flag conditions to yellow flag conditions as the 07 of our points leader, Nick Ramsey, being towed into the infield. Nick getting further evaluation with our St. John's ambulance crew after a hard hit at the front stretch, the right front of the 07, launching off the left front of the Ethan Orr machine, who was leading at the time. We were thinking there might have been a caution, but they were still racing out of turn number 4. Here's that replay again. There was a spinning car in turn number 2 at this time. We thought they might go to caution. The 57 loose, and now going up the track trying to fight it back down. When he comes back down into the right front of the 1 and gets squirmy. Now watch the 07 hit the right front, bang, right there, launching the 07 into the inside wall, coming to rest in turn number 1. And they eventually got Nick out of the race car and is going through further evaluation. But remember this date near the end of the season, June the 20th. Ramsey might lose the points lead tonight, and we'll look back at near the end of the year and see if this date was the turning point of that season in the 017.
More importantly, we want to make sure that he's okay and able to race the rest of the season, getting checked out in the St. John ambulance. But if you look here, there's a little bit of damage to the front of the 1 of Trevor Culver, just a little indent there on the front bumper. So there is the point of contact on that 1 machine.
Well,
looks like the 57 of Ethan Orr is coming back out on the tracks on pit lane now.
Resetting the field, it's Culver and Carson Nagy 1-2. Dyson up to 3rd, Wilds in 4th, Hudson Nagy in 5th. Vanderwish Jr. has decided to not be at the back of the field testing a car for the Dayco Super Stocks next week. And Vanderwish Jr. up to 6th. Then it's Rickwood, Herniak Jr., Cox, Edgar, and then Ethan Orr resuming into the field. So we'll get the white flag this time by. So 11 laps in the books, 24 still to go into super stock. Ironically, when he had a clean bolt stock feature. Super stocks can't seem to stay green. We'll see if they do it this time. Culver will be the control car. Still to come, Earl Ross Memorial 75 lap late model feature. And that'll be a doozy. Kyle Steckley on the pole. Jake Sheridan will start outside row number 1. Culver and Carson Nagy, they've seen a lot of each other the last few years. And Culver will restart this field. Pace car into the pit road area. Here they come into turn number 4 with 24 to go. Green flag, we're racing with the super stocks.
Great start by the front two. Trevor Culver able to take his launch there out of 2.
Gonna car around, it's Herniak Jr. high in turn number 2. And we'll see if they stay green. Aiden in the flag stand wants to stay green. Checking the 15, trying to restart it. Coasting down the track, and caution on the speedway. Right in the groove, and the caution comes out, and the 15 rolls away under power.
Here's the replay. Right off the start, going into turn 1 and 2. Looks like off of the 4D. Brendan Eggert goes Herniak Jr.
So here it is again. We're thinking maybe off the pedal a little early. 15, right side of your screen. Edgar right behind. Yeah, it looked like the 15 was off the pace a little bit, just a hair. And Brendan Edgar into the back of the 15. So then Herniak Jr. rolls down, stops in the middle groove of the turn 2. And we're thinking he can't fire. Caution flag flies, and then the 15 rolls away. So hopefully there was a case where he couldn't fire and then rolled away. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Pet peeve. I know what they're doing. I know what drivers do. They're very intelligent.
As a driver,
they don't want to lose a lap.
You don't want to lose all that track position, and you want a good start.
I'm saying they're intelligent. They are intelligent. Absolutely. I totally give them credit for that. So we'll just perfect timing. Car fires when the caution flag flies.
Or you wait a little bit longer until the safety crew gets a little closer, then you fire that. I've done that before.
Oh, you have,
I will own that I have 100% done that before.
Oh, there we go. We got her. We got her, folks. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace car. Here you see the front row. Culver in the 1, Nagy in the 93.
I mean, I did make it look good, though. I waited till they got all the way to me and was like, let me try one more time, and then I fired it.
Here
I missed the first one.
Number 4. Still 11 laps in the books, 24 to go. And good start by the front row again. Culver on the inside, Nagy on the outside into turn 1. Culver will grab the lead. Nagy will file into place. And we'll see what Carson has now for Trevor. Carson was the faster automobile in that long stint of green before we had our first of 3 cautions in a row. And the front 2 trying to pull away. Dyson, Wiles, and Pete Vanderwist Jr., your front 5. Jay Cox trying to get into that battle for 3rd. Culver in a 1, Nagy in a 93. And Nagy to the inside. What a great bite by the 93 on that corner exit. And they'll draw even. Culver will give him the lead. He'll try to crossover. Culver into the back of the 93. And almost had him sideways out of turn number 2. And now Culver will fight back on the inside. Carson Nagy. What a great exit again. And will look to get down low. And can't do it. Culver's still there. Great battle at the front of this field. Dyson all by himself in 3rd. Great run by Culver on turn number 2. And Nagy will let him go. Now crossover again. And Nagy to the inside. Do-si-do, we go around the half mile. Nagy and Culver contact. And they'll dive into turn number 1 another time. Nagy to 93. Culver in a 1, they'll drag race down the back. All while this is happening, Dyson trying to catch this pair. He's about 7 car lengths behind. 19 to go this time by.
And look no further than in 4th place. It's Pete Vanderwist Jr.
Nagy will grab the lead and cue the crossover contact into the 93. The 1 got into the 93. And we'll see if there's a little bit of retaliation here. Nagy back to the inside. Culver got loose. And Culver will lead that lap.
Watch this crossover coming up right here. Always nice to look back at a little crossover move on Rogers TV.
Switching seats at a barn fair and a county fair, these two are. And it's Culver and Nagy again in the turn number one. Here comes Dyson trying to close in. Oh, we're going to car around. It's Kuykendall again in turn number two. His fourth dramatic exit of the feature. And he's back underway. And they'll go to the high side of the 8 car. Dyson closing in. Vanderwist and Cox now up to 5th. Culver trying to protect against Nagy. We'll see Nagy, maybe a little payback coming here. Culver got into the 93, got him loose and grabbed the lead. And Nagy closing in again under braking. Culver goes high. Nagy to the inside. Great battle at the front of this field. And contact! Nagy into the 1 that time. And now they're even. 1-1. And Nagy back to the front. Culver, Dyson now there. The thing about Dyson is he probably has the best tires. We're going to take a look back.
I don't know if Carson Nagy made any contact with the 1 car here. Gets close, but they're saying in the truck there was no contact.
Dyson in the play here. Dyson might have the best tires left of the 3. He's just running laps, right?
Well, there's still 13 laps to go on this race. And Dyson is just ticking these laps away one by one. Let them fight it out at the front, and I'm just going to come in at the end. This is a great run by the 28 car. Been waiting for this all season. Ryan Dyson in the top 3 right now on Earl Ross night.
Ethan Orr fighting back nicely as well to the inside of Jake Cox for the 5th position. Darrell Lake trying to follow him through. 11 to go this time by. A nice green flag stint here with the Superstocks since they took green to open the feature. There you see that battle. Orr, Lake, and Cox all right there. And Lake will follow Orr through to get to past the 0-0 of Jay Cox. Leader still nose to tail. Kuykendall will dive into the pits. And will come to rest in the turn 4 pit area. And now that Nagy and Culver have returned to single file and started ripping off some laps, they've lost Dyson. And Dyson all by himself in 3rd now. Vanderwist and Orr running on the top 5. Inside, 10 laps to go here. Superstock feature. Carson Nagy up front. Trevor Culver looking for back-to-back feature race wins. Last time they were on track 2 weeks ago in dominating fashion. And Culver looks like he might have something left for the 93. Hounding the 93. And will dive to the inside out of turn number 2. Battle re-engaged here. Culver in the 1 and Nagy in the 93. Contact again. That's twice by Culver into Nagy. And both times results in Culver getting the lead. And Nagy back into Culver. And contact there. And Culver retains the lead. The last 6.5 laps are going to be interesting here now. Nagy on the attack. And Trevor Culver, the Department of Defense here at Delaware Speedway. Good run by Nagy out of turn number 2. Right in under the deck lid of the 1 machine. Dives to the inside. The Culver machine goes up. And the Culver machine loose there in turns 3 and 4. Nagy tries to get to the left rear tire. Can't do so. Now dives back in. Gets to the door. And it's there. No drag race down to turn 2. Down to back. 4.5 laps to go. And as they re-engage, Dyson again starts to close in. Culver looking for the crossover. Not there this time. Nagy will clear him, but it will stay about a groove and a half up, but will shut the door in turn number 1.
They keep going back and forth and back and forth. I don't know who's going to end up taking this one.
3 to go this time by Nagy, Culver, Dyson. There you see Dyson right side of your screen. Still in the mix here. Still a variable is the 20 to Dyson. Coming up on some traffic now. Kuykendall confused me. He stopped in turn 4 pits against the wall. Stopped there for a lap and a half. Nobody went to the car and then decided to rejoin the race. And now he's in front of the leaders. They got to be careful around this 8 machine here. As they'll work the back another time. Lap and a half to go for Carson Nagy to 93. At the high side of the 8 machine. Out of turn 4, white flag. 93, Carson Nagy.
With that lap traffic right there, I don't know if that is going to affect Culver. Got stuck on the high side, so it looks like Carson Nagy comes around this time by looking at checkers in the air.
Out of turn number 4, checker flag in the air, Carson Nagy, followed by Culver, Dyson, your top 3, Van Nuys Jr. and Orr with a good rebound for 5th. Then it's the Cox, Rickwood, Wilds, Herniak Jr., Hudson Nagy, Edgar, Menzie, Kuykendall, Lake, and the points leader coming in tonight, Nick Ramsey, coming home at 15th. Definitely a change in the points here in the Super Stock division. There is your feature race winner, the 93 of Carson Nagy. And we'll hear from Carson momentarily. Great battle at the front of that field, Kate.
Yeah, it was a great battle at the front of the field. Definitely very entertaining. That is the most beating and banging I think I've seen in the Super Stocks this year so far.
So we're waiting to go down trackside to Jordan Maudsley. And Carson Nagy returning to victory lane here at Delaware Speedway. Getting unstrapped here, still to come, late model. Earl Ross Memorial 75 lapper on Rogers TV, going to be a good one. Kyle Steckley, Jake Sheridan, front row. Nagy set to climb out of the 93 here. We'll put the hat on and we'll climb out.
For your feature winner, Carson Nagy.
And there we go, Carson Nagy, your Super Stock feature race winner. We'll wave to the crowd and let's send it trackside to Jordan Maudsley.
Carson, an excellent run. Really made you work there early. Take me through that one.
Man, after that heat race, I thought we were out to lunch. We were just going to be struggling there, but what a show. That was awesome. Me and Trevor went at it for over and over. That was a ton of fun.
I know you got a lot of people down here you want to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank HumberViewParts.ca, Overkill Enterprise, Queenston Chev, Northern Performance, and my mom, my dad. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do it. Pure Energy Performance. Nate, he's somewhere. I think he got hurt a little bit earlier. But, yeah, glad we were able to get it done tonight.
Carson Nagy puts on an absolute thriller down here in the Inventory Express.
Carson Nagy, your Super Stock feature race winner. Kate, quick thoughts. A great battle.
I think it was a great battle. Also, the fact that Carson Nagy was able to check in, even though we saw that maybe one of his crew members was leaving in the ambulance before that race even started. So great job on the Nagy team putting that car in victory lane. The swapping back and forth with Culver, definitely entertaining. Those two have gone to battle many times here at Delaware Speedway, and it's always great to watch.
Yeah, and we hope that Nick Ramsey is all right as well. May not leave here tonight with the points lead. A big shift in the points Super Stock series. Coming up next, late model Earl Ross Memorial 75 lapper from a beautiful night. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Steve McCaw from Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Welcome to the 2025 race season. From the Ray Cullen Chevrolet family, we are excited about another great year.
Bring the family to Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat buffet. Fresh pizzas, pasta, and salads, something for everyone. Great taste, great time, all in one place. Pizza Hut, where family meals are unforgettable.
Good afternoon, this is your captain speaking.
you have no idea where in the world you really are.
Wow.
No map, no plan, no clue. This is Destination X. Well, this ought to be fun. Oh, it's open.
Austria.
All you have to do to win is answer one simple question. Where the X am I?
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. And don't forget, you can show your support for Delaware Speedway with the latest season merchandise for 2025. From t-shirts to classic hoodies, comfortable hats. There's something for every race fan, whether you're watching right here from the grandstands or the hill or following the action from home. You can shop online anytime at DelawareSpeedway.com. Order now and represent the excitement of Delaware Speedway in style. And getting set for the Earl Ross Memorial 75 lap feature with the late models. And there you see the 52. Not only is that Jake Sheridan, that's also the number, Mr. Ross, 52.
Yeah, Jake Sheridan will lead us off, followed by
so it must have been a two-car invert. Is that how it would work? Because Steckley won the qualifying. So maybe they had a one dice roll and it turned up 2, I would imagine. Unless he's just leading the parade lap because it's the Earl Ross Memorial.
Or did Steckley decide to take the outside?
But Steckley would still be leading the parade lap. As the fastest qualifier, he would just pull to the outside when they went double up, right? I think they might be letting the 52 lead here. It's just coincidentally the 52 will start outside row 1 anyway. Good field of late models tonight, my goodness. 75 laps on the table here for the late models. Earl Ross Memorial. And we welcome those members of the Earl Ross family who might be watching in here on the broadcast. We know there's members of the family down at trackside under the flag stand. And we might be getting drivers start your engines, I think, here, possibly. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but the cars are coming to rest on the front stretch. Members of the Ross family down at trackside with General Manager Dave Graham. We have our crew there as well. Jeremy's down trackside. No, not Jeremy, sorry, Jordan Mosley's there. I thought that was Jeremy. There you see the Ross family walking over. And it will be drivers start your engines here. There you see Dave in the black shirt and Jordan. Oh, they're going to introduce the drivers here.
Come on, Delaware Speedway, make some noise if you want to meet the drivers from tonight's 75 lap Earl Ross Memorial feature. Starting.
All right, let's meet the drivers. Let's go trackside. Oh, I thought Jordan was going to start, Kate. I think he said he was going to introduce the grid here, or maybe Jamie's doing it up in the tower. Jordan's looking right at us. He was. There he is, looking right at us.
Before we get to introductions, we've got the winning 50-50 number.
So going through some pre-race festivities here. So they're drawing a number here trackside. Well, not trackside, up in the tower. And then we're going to introduce the grid, I believe. Members of the Ross family there. And we'll get the command to start engines. And then 75 laps with the late models still to come.
He's from LC Craig in the Ray Cullen.
Let's go down trackside.
37, Steve Aaron. On the outside of Rowie from Windsor, Ontario. A winner last year here at Delaware Speedway, it's Ron Boucher.
Okay, sorry, I thought we were going down there. Sorry.
Starting 50 from Vernon.
Okay, the way you were talking, it sounded like driver intros.
14. Put your hands together for Paul.
So Steve Aron will start shotgun on the field. It's going to be Paul Major in the 14. Alongside Major, it's the 60 out of Windsor, Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. Ahead of them, next row is the 30 of Johnny Arts. The 69, also out of Windsor, that's Lloyd Rawlings.
The 53 is Brady Smith. Coming to the outside is the 71.
Starting 12th in the NCN.
Yeah, tough to see the numbers. Looks like the 20...
I think it's the 22 of Marshall Schrank.
You're correct. Yeah, keep going, Kate.
And
the 21 outside that row. It's Lawrence in the 78 and Matt Robley in the 32. That's row number 4.
And then we've got the 3 of Shea Gemmel. On the outside is the 0 machine.
That's Trayton Lapsevich.
And then we've got the 10 of Jesse Kennedy and the 03 of Ray Morneau.
Yep.
And then we've got the 52 of Jake Sheridan and the 22 fastest qualifier on the outside of Steckley.
Yep, I think you're right. He is picking the outside. And I think the parade lap's going to be led by the 52. But I think Kyle will take the outside here when we get going. There's a nice little shot there. Love that shot from our speed cam just below the flag stand here at Delaware Speedway. So still to come, Earl Ross Memorial 75 lapper with the late models on the other side of the break. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Blow out all candles before you leave the room or go to bed.
Never leave a burning candle unattended.
When you go out, don't forget to blow out.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mario Elia, host of Keeping London Healthy here on Rogers TV. Join us Wednesdays at 6:30 where we discuss health topics relevant to you and bringing on experts in the field to give you the best, most up-to-date information. See you then.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888 Taxi Guy or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. The track announcers just wrapping up the grid and introduction of the drivers. They're at row number 1 just now. They just finished up with row number 2 with Ray Morneau and Jesse Kennedy. There you see middle of the grid from our speed cam underneath the flag stand, and momentarily we'll send it down trackside to hear from members of the Ross family. With the command to start engines. So there you see Matt Robbie in the 32, Joe Lawrence in the 78. That is row number 4. As we move forward to the grid, Shea Gemmel in the 3, Trayton Lapsevich in the 0. That's row number 3. Row number 2 is the 10 of Jesse Kennedy, the 03 of Ray Morneau, and then the front row, Kyle Steckley in the 22 is the fastest qualifier. Picking the outside. Let's go trackside.
Victory lane. They're getting ready to go. They've been working on this. We're going to count the drivers down here. 3, 2, 1.
Drivers, start
Fantastic job with members of the Ross family there to get these cars firing up, these late models firing up. And we're ready to go for the Earl Ross Memorial 75 lapper.
Lisa, are you ready?
17 late models set to do battle here at the Delaware Speedway half mile. Don't forget, if you're looking to come out to the Delaware Speedway half mile, what'd you see, Kate? You saw something?
It looks like we're going to have an honorary
starter on the flag stand.
Should be a dandy. Maybe we'll
see if you can catch a name. I would imagine, I would assume, member of the Ross family. There you see her in the flag stand beside Hayden. As mentioned, DelawareSpeedway.com. Doubleheader weekend next weekend. We'll have action for you on a Friday night, but they're also racing Saturday afternoon starting at 4:30 here at Delaware Speedway. Big action to help celebrate Canada Day, which is just a few days after that the following week. Canada Day on a Tuesday this year. And we're set to go. Jake Sheridan's going to lead him here in the 52. Unless it was a one dice invert. Maybe it was. So it's either because he's leading, he's got one to go here at the flag stand. The 52, the Earl Ross number on the Jake Sheridan machine. That's his normal number. Run by his dad as well, Ron Sheridan. And it might have been a one dice invert, and the roll was 2, giving Sheridan the pole. We'll see what happens here. Kennedy, Ray Morneau, 3rd and 4th. Gemmel and Lapsevich, 5th and 6th. They'll be in row number 3. Looks like we'll get one to go here. They'll double up, I think.
I still see the starter with 2 in the air.
Oh, was it 2? Okay, there is 2. Yeah, I thought it was 1. Honorary starter tonight for the Earl Ross Memorial from Delaware Speedway. Thanks for joining us wherever you're watching from. Chris Orris, Kate Friel, top of the tower. Jamie McGrady down trackside.
We're going to get a 1 to go this time by
white flag on the speedway. And there was the, as we assumed, we think the 52 leading the pace last was Steckley. We'll pick the inside here. The fastest qualifier, Sheridan to the outside. Kennedy, Ray Morneau, row number 2. Gemmel and Lapsevich, row 3. It's Lawrence and Robley, row number 4. Schrank and the 21 machine coming out of turn number 4. Here we go. Honorary starter, Earl Ross Memorial, green flag. I love that. I love that. She did an awesome job. Sheridan will look to grab the lead, and Sheridan will grab the lead on a turn number 2. And into turn 3, Sheridan and Steckley front 2. Side by side from third on back. Second generation racers battling up front. Jake Sheridan followed by Kyle Steckley. Jesse Kennedy up to third now all by himself. Gemmel to the inside of Ray Morneau for 4th. And it's Robley and Lapsevich side by side for 6th. Here's the leaders down the back.
Ray Morneau washes up the track, able to keep it off the wall there beside the 0 of Trayton Lapsevich. Now, Robley was able to get by him, and Morneau's struggling there on the outside.
Obviously, they're looking to get into a rhythm here, but are you able to save some stuff when you're getting pressure from behind? I wouldn't think you would be.
This race is one of those that they haven't run, some of them haven't run a lot of this year. But these more seasoned guys that are running a lot of APC races, they're going to know how to use their stuff. They've got their team telling them in their ears whether or not to go or wait. But you can't let everybody get away too quickly, because if this thing keeps going, you don't want that space to be something you can't make up.
It's now a 3-car battle at the front of the field. Welcome to 10 of Jesse Kennedy. Sheridan, Steckley, and Kennedy, your top 3.
So do we say that it's the second generation racers in 1-2 and then the generational racer in the 3rd position right now, Chris?
Absolutely. Matt Robley, a good start. He's past Shane Gemmel now for 4th. And the 32 of Robley trying to come to the front. Trayton Lapsevich in the 6th position. And in another set of 3 cars, Morneau, Lawrence, and Schrank battling for 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Kennedy's getting a great run coming out of the corner, but not quite enough to get under Steckley just yet. His run out of 2 is almost looking somewhat like a Trevor Culver run out of 2. He's coming right off that bottom and getting a great run down the backstretch.
Sheridan, that gap about 2.5 car lengths last time at the line. Steckley under siege from Jesse Kennedy. That 10 car looks strong. Another car that looks strong is the 32 of Matt Robley. Robley has left Gebel and Gebel and Lapsevich, and Robley tracking down that battle for second. Matt Robley, that 32, looks like she's on rails tonight. Early on in this 75 lapper.
Yeah, that 32 machine's looking really good. Had a lot of clean air to run in. Not a lot of battle going on with that car, and because Kennedy and Steckley are battling so hard, it's giving Robley that opportunity to catch up to that pack.
About a half a straightaway back, it's Shea Gebel on the outside of Lapsevich for position. Side by side for fifth. Jesse Kennedy almost pushing Steckley into turn number 1. And Sheridan getting away here. Robley's not content with fourth. He wants third, and he wants it now. And Robley to the inside. And Kennedy will shut the door. Second, third, and fourth, put a blanket on him. Out of turn number 2 and down and back another time. Steckley, Kennedy, Robley, all right there, all battling for second spot. Sheridan about 8 car lengths ahead of him. Again, Robley looks to the inside. Robley will poke a nose into turn number 1. Contact, and Robley's around off the left front of Kennedy. And caution on the speedway. The rest of the field will avoid Robley in that 32. And that 32, very fast, but maybe a little too anxious too early. Maybe, Kate, we're just 12 laps into a 75 lapper. You could tell Matt wanted to go. Maybe a little too early to be that aggressive, in your opinion, or what?
Yeah, well, here's the replay here, and he drives it in, and Kennedy just keeps his line. It looks like Matt kind of drives it in deep there, tries to stay off of Kennedy, checks up a little bit, and it was just too much. The back end came around.
Obviously, that 32 is strong, but now you got a ton of track position and a ton of cars to get by if you're Matt Robley.
Yeah, that 32's got a lot of ground to make up now, but it is a fast machine.
I'm just thinking a little too early to get that aggressive. We'll have another look here from a different angle. You can tell he wanted to go. Like, that 32 is running good.
So it looked like he got a good run down the straightaway, and it looks like he puts it in there. And yeah, just to stay off of the 10 machine, it looks like the back end was coming around. It looks like he drove it in there really hard. Tough for the 32 of Robley.
Yeah,
I'm interested to watch to see that car come through the field. It's fast.
Yeah, I would argue, though, that patience needed to be the priority at this particular junction. 12 laps done out of 75. We're not even close to halfway. And Matt got a pretty good horse tonight.
Yeah, Matt runs a lot of regular season here at Delaware Speedway, and sometimes it does get the better of us when we go from running those 35-lap features to all of a sudden throwing in a 75, and when to go and when to hold and how aggressive to be becomes part of the strategy. And
we'll see
that
what the
32 machine's got some work to do now.
Yeah, we'll see what the 32 can do. Starting at the back of the field, we'll get set for green, restart this time. Sheridan picks the outside. And Sheridan will lead the field into turn number 1. Steckley trying to fight back on the inside. And Sheridan, another great run. That 52 hooked up. Wouldn't it be something if the 52 won an Earl Ross night? Wouldn't that be something, race fans? Sheridan will lead him back. And hello, Trayton Lapsevich. Welcome to the front of the field. The 0 to the high side of Steckley. Lapsevich wants to come up front. Kennedy there in fourth. The front four already separated themselves a little bit. Sheridan, Lapsevich, Steckley, and Kennedy, all four trying to get away. There you see the 0, Lapsevich, the 22 is Steckley, the 10 is Kennedy.
The 3 of Shea Gebel gets a little loose behind the leaders there with the 03 of Morneau as well as Joe Lawrence. The 3 of them are doing battle back there, and the 3 got a little squirrely in 3 and 4.
And ironically, quickly, and Matt Robley at the back of the field now has to show aggression. He might have wanted to show patience. Now he's forced to show aggression.
Well, we know that the aggression's there, so I'm interested to see that 32 come back through this field. I think he's got a great car tonight, and I'd like to see him have a good, at least top 5 finish.
Front four have separated themselves by about 12 car lengths from 5th place Ray Morneau. And Sheridan again trying to stretch that lead out. Lapsovich trying to keep him in tow. Then it's Stuckley and Kennedy are front four. Robley's by 5 cars now at the back of the field. We haven't heard the last of Matt Robley, I'll tell you that right now. And there you see Stuckley and Kennedy on your screen. That's 3rd and 4th. Leaders complete a little high. 56 laps to go, 75 laps. Earl Ross Memorial on Rogers TV. Thanks for joining us. Chris Soares, Cape Friel, top of the tower.
Kennedy's looking to the inside of Stuckley.
Getting to the door now. Contact there with Stuckley. Kennedy to the inside for 3rd. And Kennedy will complete the pass. And now Stuckley will fall back under the deck lid of the 10 car.
Here's a look going into turn 2. You look at the 10 car. Just slightly comes across the 22 on the inside, but gets a great run coming out of that corner. Able to get that run down the backstretch for that inside line that eventually ended in the pass.
The 21 of Logan White into the pits to visit with the crew for some reason. Matt Robley's passed 7 cars now. Oh, big wreck in turn 4. They're piling up in turn 4. And Robley's involved again. Heavy damage on the front of Brady Smith. The 60-year Ron Beauchamp Jr. head on into the outside wall. And caution on the speedway.
We do have a look at this. It looks like I think that the 32 just got loose as I was staring almost directly at it. 32 comes into the corner, starts to get loose, fights the car, around it comes, and unfortunately collects the 60. The 53, I'm gonna say didn't see it, and got right into the back of the 60 car. So tough on Ron Beauchamp Jr., wrong place, wrong time.
I'm almost willing to bet Brady saw the whole thing and just couldn't stop and couldn't switch lanes.
The thing is, you're already shifting to come up out of that corner.
Yeah.
I think he had a little bit more time to maybe even try and duck low, but it all depends on...
Here's another look, same angle I think here.
So if you watch, you see the 32 get loose.
Bunch of cars coming into pits as well.
Robley's car doesn't look too bad. Looks like they're just gonna have to get that front bumper off the left.
Heavy damage. Yeah, Brady had nowhere to go. Nowhere to go for Brady. He just hammered on the brakes and slid right into them. He couldn't turn, couldn't do nothing. He definitely saw them because he was on the brakes early and just was too close to them. Couple of cars in the pits here. We got a tire change going on in the Morneau pit. The 78 of Lawrence in the pits as well. They're going to work on the left side now. So action on the pits here for this Earl Ross Memorial.
Well, at this point, why not? There's 53 laps left. You've got the time. If you're not up at the front per se, and you think that your car would have more in it if you do it a little bit of an adjustment, now would be the time to do so.
And tire changes. Obviously, a tire rule is in place for this race because they're changing tires. We'll be right back. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Melissa Maloney. I am the host of What's Up London, where we talk to amazing people in the London community who are doing so many incredible things. Watch What's Up London only on Rogers TV.
Join the high-energy bodyweight-based workouts of the Thunder Twins. Gerald and Harold will get all shapes and sizes up and moving. Catch the Thunder Mondays at noon.
Jack 102.3, playing hits of the 80s, 90s, and more. So you can have have the time of your life again. And again. For hits of the 80s, 90s, and more, listen to Jack 1023.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV. We have the 78 of Lawrence in the pits. We're under caution. Earl Ross Memorial, a 75-lap late model race. We've had a big incident in turn number 4 involving 3 or 4 cars. And we've had cars come in for consultation on pit road for tire changes. Let's look at why we're under caution. Matt Robley was strong early, got in an altercation, sent to the back, trying to work his way up, got loose in turn 4. Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. right away. Here comes Smith in the 53. May have had time to get out of there, but looked like he hammered on the brakes. Hard impact, the 60 into the outside wall. The 53 looked like he tried to avoid it, but heavy impact on the front of that car. There you see Robley. It's a shame for the 32 because Matt's car is strong tonight. As mentioned, he caught the leaders early on in the 75-lapper, tried to get underneath Jesse Kennedy. He spun around in turn number 1, got sent to the back, and then had passed 7 cars in the first 3 laps of the restart. Here you see Randy Thompson in the 17 Phillip Rivers San Diego Chargers jersey, helping pit the 32 car. I believe that's Randy Thompson. And Matt was fighting his way through the field, and then you saw getting loose in turn number 4. And here's a look at the night for Matt Robley. So this is the incident in turn 1. Fought his way up to turn 4 early in the 75-lap feature. Spun around in turn number 1, sent to the back. And then made his way past 7 cars, got loose in turn 4, right in front of Beauchamp Jr. Heavy impact. Here comes Smith. Heavy impact there as well. The other car is getting through unharmed. And now we're going to stop the field on the backstretch. They're going to go work on the right side of the 32 now.
I think that they're still attending to Ron Beauchamp Jr., so they've gone under red and
there you saw Randy Thompson as the jack went under the right side of 32. You can't work on a car under red flag conditions, and Randy was saying, no, don't pump the car up. It is, and then he pointed to the corner light, which had a red on it. You can't work on a car under red flag conditions. So now all work has stopped on 3 cars on pit road: the 21 of White, the 53 of Smith, and the 32 of Robley. And they're going to tow the 60 away. I believe Ronnie
is out, and he is in the pit. So
good to hear that. So we're still under red flag conditions. A lot of fluid in turn 4. We don't need the cars circulating through turn 4 because the spill has gone all the way from the top of the track to the bottom.
That front bumper bar is almost bent directly on top of the engine. So that was a hard lick with Ronnie Beauchamp Jr.
And we have another replay. Here's a replay again. So Robbie's in the 32, very loose, trying to fight that car. Beauchamp Jr. coming. Turns down right to him. Nowhere for Ryan to go. Now watch the 60 veer up the track, and he gets help from the 53. So the 53 hammers Beauchamp Jr. and sends him into the wall. So that increased the speed of that contact, and look at that contact. The front end of the 60 going sky high, almost as high as the top of the wall, and big impact on the 60. And as mentioned, the 53 of Brady Smith may have had some room. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not in the cockpit. May have had some room, but you could see the 53 hammer on the brakes as soon as he could, and just didn't have anywhere to go. Slammed into the rear bumper of the 60 and sent the 60 up into the wall. And the field stopped. Red flag conditions here from Delaware Speedway. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy. Or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers Street, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet, still under red flag conditions. Inside the late model Earl Ross Memorial with 22 laps complete, and this is why we're under red flag conditions. Matt Robley, 32. Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. coming in the 60. You'll see the black 53 of Brady Smith. Robley loose, Beauchamp in. Here comes a big push via contact from the 53, sends the 60 up into the wall. The front end of that 60 goes really high. Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. out of the car in the infield. They're still cleaning up in turn number 4. Cannot work on the car. So we have Logan White in the pits, ready for, I think he's done for the night. The 53 of Brady Smith, they can't work on the car even though they're looking at the car. And the 32 right there on your screen, Matt Robley, they want to work on the car. The Jack ready for the right side. They can't work on it until they switch to yellow flag conditions.
Yeah, that was a hard lick that Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. ended up taking into that wall from the push. Saw him kind of gingerly walking back over to his hauler. So we do hope that he's okay as well. We've seen a lot of high impact crashes tonight. Hoping that all the drivers are okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget DelawareSpeedway.com doubleheader next weekend. We'll have live action for you on a Friday night at 7:30, and then an afternoon matinee on Saturday starting at 4:40 p.m.
So it looks like the St. John ambulance is in its new spot. It's been around this racetrack a lot today, so it looks like it is over by Ronnie Beauchamp's area. So hoping the best for that driver with that lick into the wall.
Yeah, and the thing is, we're not sure which hit he may need treatment from, whether it was the hit from Brady Smith behind or the one in the wall. Yeah, absolutely.
Cars are cushiony. That wall's pretty hard. It really hurts.
Yep. Okay, we go to yellow flag conditions, and pit road action resumes on the 53 car and the 32 car. Both of Brady Smith and Matt Robley, they're underneath the right front of the 32 of Robley. And Brady Smith, they're underneath the hood of that 53. Obviously, a lot of damage on that front of the 53. I'm not quite sure it's good to return or not. But the crew going to work on the 32 extensively. They know what kind of piece the 32 is tonight. They want to get back on that track because the 32 is a really good hot rod tonight for Matt Robley.
The car's been great. It's just whether or not that lick made a difference. Did it bend anything? We don't want to make this car worse at this point. We definitely want to get it back on the track, but they want to make sure that they're putting the best foot forward because we still got a lot of season left as well.
So they're telling the late models on track to pick up the speed a little bit and turn forward and work that stay dry in. The 71 is stopped just out of turn number 2. And there we go back to the Robley pits. Now they're going to work on the right rear. Still working on the 53 as well. The field pacing bottom right. Robley pit top left. Done the work on the right front. Now they got on the right rear. The Smith, you'll see the Smith machine. There you go. Brady Smith just in your picture. Top left, returning to the racetrack. Wow, I'm surprised with that. That was a hard hit on the front end of the 53.
I think some things on that 53 are definitely bent.
Yeah, the whole hood's off. Wow, looks like a modified car at the front now. But back on the track. And we'll see if Matt Robley will return. Calling for 2, I think, at the flag stand. There's an official at the Robley pit, probably keeping them abreast of how many laps to go till they double up. Looks like the Jackman ready to lower the 32. And I think Matt might still be in the car. Now they're checking the left rear. And talking with Matt on the radio, I believe, and they think they want to get him out there. There he goes. The 32 of Matt Robley, one of the strongest cars tonight, has been in a couple of altercations. The good news is there's still 53 laps to go. In this 75
Still a lot of race left.
Yeah, 75 lap Earl Ross Memorial tonight. And lights off the Delaware pace car. Going green this time. Sheridan in the 52. Lapsevich in the 0 at the front. And it's Kennedy and Steckley, row number 2. Arts and Schrank, row number 3. Here they come. 53 laps to go. Green flag with the late models. Sheridan loves that outside. And Sheridan will get a good run, but Lapsevich trying to stay with him. Jake Sheridan will grab the lead into turn number 3. Can he get down? No, he can't. Trayton trying to get back on the inside. And a great run, corner exit for the 52 of Jake Sheridan.
So the biggest thing, Chris, is the fact that all these tires have heated up. They've gotten different grip, different stagger. And then you've switched, and we just sat. Now they've cooled off again. So now your car's back to where you started at the beginning of the race. You hope that the stagger didn't shift too much and create more either tight or loose or change your car completely. But it looks like the 52's having a good run.
Sheridan out front, Lapsevich in second. Lapsevich looks strong. Shea Gemmel up to third. Kennedy to fourth. Marshall Schrank running on the top 5, and Lapsevich trying to challenge now. On the inside. Sheridan trying to shut the door. Forced up the track a little bit. But Trayton is there. Lapsevich wants the lead. And Sheridan will close the door in turn number 1. Still a ton of laps to go here. Matt Robley passed about 4 cars now. Trying to make his way back to the front. Meanwhile, back at the front, Sheridan, Lapsevich pacing this field. There you see Kyle Steckley, ironically in front of Matt Robley.
Yeah, it looks like Steckley came in, did an adjustment right before we did go red flag, so that would be why he's moved further back as well. But Matt Robley's not so sad to see him right there with them, because hopefully they can work together and get their way back through this field and back near the front of this pack.
Yeah, it's Joel Lawrence, Kyle Steckley, Matt Robley all together on the back. Back at the front, Sheridan remains the leader. Lapsevich in tow. Battle for third, side by side. Kennedy will grab third back from Gemmel. Schreck right there, and Jonathan Arts right there as well in the 30. Johnny Arts up to the 6th position now. Ray Morneau all by himself in 7th. And then a gaggle of cars. Led by Lawrence, followed by Robbie. Robbie's gotten by Steckley. Kyle Steckley off a little bit in that 22S tonight. There you see Robley with that little damage repair in that left front. Looking to the inside of Lawrence. On the back stretch, the leaders. Under 44 laps to go. Kennedy now trying to get away. He's gotten away from Gemmel. Trying to bridge that gap. Steckley to the inside of Lawrence for position. That's for 10th spot. Matt Robley ready to 9th. Matt Robley knows he's got a piece tonight, but he needs to work the traffic correctly and smartly. He does not need a third altercation. And now he's got Ray Morneau in this side. Sorry, Kate, go ahead.
But the leaders are so far ahead of him at this point. It is a long way to keep going. I think there's problems on the 78 of Joe Lawrence, slow on the front stretch.
Yes, Lawrence off the pace on the apron in turn number 2. And we'll try and make it back. They're going to try and stay green here. I think he's got enough power to get to the infield entrance there. drive in, and the night might be done for this 78 of Lawrence. And Sheridan has extended his lead now to 3 car lengths on Trayton Lapsovich, now 4. Robley and Steckley still nose to tail, trying to work their way back to the front. Oh, contact again! Oh, look out! And Robley almost into the wall, and Steckley will look for position. And Robley fighting back, and Robley will get that spot back. This battle out of turn 2, just over a straightaway and a quarter turn behind the leaders. They'll need to get on their horse, so they'll need a caution.
Here's the replay. It looks like Steckley's driving in hot. He thinks Robley's going to get going. A little bit of contact. Robley fishtails a little bit, keeps it off the wall. Great job by Robley by not parking that one in the turn 2 wall.
Leaders on the back. Sheridan now out to a .690 advantage on Trayton Lapsovich. And Jesse Kennedy tracking them down. The 10 not out of it yet. There's Shea Gebel in the 3, Schrenk in the 22. That's 4th and 5th respectively. Down the back. They're about to 3/4 of a straightaway behind 3rd place Jesse Kennedy. And Schrenk putting some heat on Gebel. They'll complete another lap. They'll dive into turn number 1. Schrenk looking to the inside. And Gemmel will protect. Robley back in the field has left Steckley. He's reeled in Ray Morneau, though, as this battle comes out of turn number 4 for the 4th position. And Sheridan extending the lead, almost to a full second now on Trayton Lapsovich. And Robley quickly by Ray Morneau. Next on the hit list, Johnny Arts. About 20 car lengths in front. Robley's going to need a caution to get back up with the leaders, though.
Matt Robley's doing a great job working his way back car by car. So is Kyle Steckley trying to follow Robley's lead there, but it's going to be 1 car at a time, and there's 32 laps to go, but a caution would definitely tighten everything back up.
That battle for 4th resumes with Gemmel and Schrenk nose to tail. Johnny Arts all by himself. Then it's Robley trying to track down Arts for the 6th position. There's Sheridan in the 52. The Earl Ross number on Earl Ross night, trying to bring the 52 to victory lane. Into some traffic now is the leader. It'll be Lloyd Rawlings in the 69 up first. To the outside of Rawlings, no problem there. Next is Steve Aron in the 37. After that, it's Paul Major, a full straightaway ahead. So Sheridan with some fair track after this pass. And Steckley's tracking down Robley again. Now Steckley trying to follow Robley through the field. There you see the 2 out of turn 4.
Yeah, so when you see Robley as well as Steckley, their lap times are almost about the same. But then you also look at Robley's lap times in comparison to the leader of Jake Sheridan, and Robley is sometimes a tenth faster, sometimes about the same times most recently. So they are running great times back there. They're almost in sync with the leader, but they need to be faster every lap in order to cut this lead down.
Jake Sheridan's your leader. Lapsovich 2nd, Kennedy 3rd, Gemmel 4th, Schrenk 5th. That's Arts, Robley, Steckley, Morneau, and Major your top 10. 25 laps to go this time by. Robley and Steckley have really reeled in Johnny Arts now. Arts in that green 30, and Steckley's reeled Robley back in. Arts got tied up behind Rawlings. Now they're right there. And they've caught the 6th place car. And Johnny Arts won't be easy to pass here. Leaders completing another lap, 23 to go. Exactly half a lap ahead of this battle you see on screen. Rotors lighting up on that left front of the 32 Robley machine. Been one of the fastest, if not the fastest car in this feature, but got in some trouble. 2 separate altercations. Forced Matt Robbie to fight through the field here. Was battling for 4th when he spun out trying to pass Jesse Kennedy early on. And then was loose in turn 4 and got collected by Ronnie Beauchamp Jr. and Brady Smith. Hence the repair work on the left front. Now I'll go to the inside of Arts for position. Battle for 6th on the screen. Cal Steckley right there as well in the 22. Arts fights back on the outside. Robley will dive into turn number 1, out of turn number 2, and will grab the spot. Steckley trying to follow through. And Robley up to 6th now. Leaders, or sorry, 2nd, 3rd, top left. And battle for 6th, bottom right. Just over a straightaway ahead of the 2 battles you see right now. Sheridan, about an 11-car length lead on that battle, top left of your screen. Drayton Lapsovich and Jesse Kennedy. 18 to go this time on. Next on the Robley-Steckley hit list is Marshall Schrank. But he's a full straightaway ahead of that pair. Steckley looks a little stronger than Robbie right now. There's your leaders through turns 3 and 4. 17 to go. Laps winding down. Steckley looks a little stronger than Robbie right now.
Well, with all the duct tape on the front end of Robley's car, I wonder if there may even be a little bit of a rub or the toes knocked out. You never know, especially from the hard lift they took in the front end. So that car's still handling great for what it's been through.
There's your leader, Jake Sheridan, in the 52. The number worn and the number driven by Earl Ross, who we are honoring tonight in the Earl Ross Memorial 75 lapper. The only Canadian driver to win a Winston Cup race. Back then it was the Grand National Series. The 500 miler at Martinsville Speedway in '74.
And when we do talk about Jake being a second generational driver, we're referring to the fact that he is now driving as his father drove before, the same number as well as Jake is.
Yeah, Ron Sheridan drove the 52, absolutely. Earl Ross, the only Canadian driver to also win Rookie of the Year in the Grand National Series. Won it in 1974. Family here tonight to be honored and to give the command for the late models to start their engines at the start of this 75 lapper. Drayton Lapsovich in the 0, Kennedy in the 10. That's 2nd and 3rd on your screen. They're a good distance behind the leader now. Sheridan slowly pulling away. And there's your Robley-Steckley battle into turn number 3. That's a battle for 6th. Slowly but surely reeling Marshall Schrank in, but he's still a full straightaway ahead. 10 laps to go this time by. Here's the gap between Sheridan on your left, Lapsovich on your right. Negotiating turns 3 and 4. Under 10 laps to go for Jake Sheridan in that 52 machine. Dominating this 75 lapper. And Sheridan. This is a statement and a half. Coming up on Ray Morneau, the 9th place machine. And we're used to seeing the 0-3 fight for the lead. And now coming into the clutches of the leader is the 0-3 of Morneau. Sheridan coming around, 7 to go this time by. 7 away from victory in the Earl Ross Memorial at Delaware Speedway. And a half a straightaway lead now on Trayton Lapsevich. Lapsevich, no issue with Jesse Kennedy at the moment either. Gemmel all by himself. Schrank all by himself in position. The only real battle is still Robley and Steckley. And they're a straightaway ahead of the leader. Jake Sheridan throwing down some laps here. There's the 0-3 of Morneau. Morneau's in 9th spot, and Sheridan will dry even early into turn number 1, and will put Morneau a lap down. 4.5 laps to go. Sheridan's lapped everybody up to 8th.
4 to go to put the 52 back in the winner's circle on Earl Ross night.
Down the back. 3.5 laps to go for the driver of the 52, Jake Sheridan out of Mount Bridges. Class of the field right now, it has been this evening. So much faster than the cars he's put a lap down, including the 0-3 Ray Morneau. Already 20 car lengths in front of Morneau after lapping him. Popsicle sticks in the air this time by. 2 to go for Jake Sheridan. 1 mile to go to victory in the Earl Ross Memorial. Up the hill in turn 2, down and back another time. Might have to deal with the 69 of Lloyd Rawlings before the night is through, but that's about it, I think. White flag on the speedway for Jake Sheridan. Through turns 1 and 2 another time. Down the back. Driving a number made famous by Earl Ross while we're here tonight. Jake Sheridan's going to drive the 52 to victory lane on Earl Ross night at Delaware Speedway. Poetic justice by the Mount Bridges driver. Lapsevich will come home second, followed by Kennedy, Gemmel, and Schraker top 5. Robley with a great return to 6th spot, followed by Steckley, Arts, Morneau, and Major, your top 10. And then it's around Rawlings, Brady Smith, McAllister, Joe Lawrence, Beauchamp Jr. didn't finish the race, Logan White didn't finish, and David Mathers. But there is the winner, the 52 in victory lane on Earl Ross night, driven by Jake Sheridan in fantastic fashion. And we'll hear from Jake momentarily down trackside with Jordan Maudsley. What a race, Kate.
Yeah, it was a great race by Jake Sheridan. Steckley also had a stellar race. So did Jesse Kennedy, Trayton Lapsevich. I think that the 32 of Matt Robley might be the one that just missed the boat. Yeah. I think this one could have been his tonight.
Maybe a little bit more patience early. Maybe a little bit more patience early. Got in an altercation just 12 laps in.
Interesting to see what that 32 machine brings us for the rest of the season.
Good run by Shea Gemmel as well, finishing 4th. Jake taking off the bucket, getting ready to climb out of the 52. What a perfect ending to Earl Ross night at 52 car in victory lane in the Earl Ross Memorial 75 lapper for the late models. And climbing out of the car, Jake Sheridan, winner of the Earl Ross Memorial from Delaware Speedway. Let's send it down trackside.
A lot less dramatic than last time. Take me through tonight.
Yeah, too bad. That last one was a pretty good show for everybody. But no, we had brought another really good car. I wasn't sure. We missed it. I made a mistake in qualifying. I made an adjustment, and I had to fix it. I forgot to put it back after practice. That was completely my fault, but I'm glad we got it fixed up and had a good piece. I think wasn't a whole lot of competition there, but can't thank everybody enough. I think it was really good. Had some really good cars behind us, and I'm just thankful we didn't get too many restarts there because I was tough on the short run. So really good car. Can't thank Raptor Filters, Pride Seas, Radman Farms, Reynolds Trucking Enough, Two Speed Motorsports with Reynolds and Corey there, and Connell's Construction, McCall's Racing put another amazing piece together. It's been a joy working with those guys, and looking forward to next weekend.
Phenomenal run there by Jake Sheridan. Flag to flag domination.
Jake Sheridan takes it 52 to victory lane on Earl Ross night. We'll be right back to wrap things up. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Bring the family to Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat buffet. Fresh pizzas, pasta, and salads, something for everyone. Great taste, great time, all in one place. Pizza Hut, where family meals are unforgettable.
Hi everyone, my name's Emily Febri. I'm also known as Ranger M. I'm an environmental communicator and educator, and I get to talk to a lot of different people about all things nature and conservation. I love to knowledge share, and that's what I want to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Chris Soares, Kate Friel, top of the tower. We'll wrap things up momentarily, but first, final thoughts from our third member of our team. Let's go trackside to Jeremy McGrady. Jer?
Thanks so much, Chris. Yeah, another great night of racing here at the half mile. Give credit to the 52 machine, the Pro Late models, for winning the 52. Obviously, Earl Ross had that number as well, so very fitting to get into victory lane. Also credit to the Bone Stocks as well for some great heat races as well, and give credit to the Super Stocks as well. They did their job tonight as well, so overall a good night at the track, and I'll send it back up to you guys upstairs for some final thoughts.
Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate it. Thank you, Kyle, the cameraman, following Jeremy around this evening down in the pits. Kate, let's recap the Bone Stocks that led us off this evening. First off, a pretty good feature race from the Bone Stocks.
Bone Stocks had a great feature race, but it also interesting to see back-to-back wins for Charlie Verhoeven. So we will probably see a shake-up in some of the points there. That'll be very interesting to see, and I look forward to it.
Yeah, Super Stock feature will probably have a change in the points. Nick Ramsey getting into a wreck had to be looked at with the St. John's ambulance. Might have a point change there. Super Stock feature.
Super Stock feature, there was a lot of swapping back and forth between the one of Trevor Culver as well as the 93 of Carson Nagy. It was great to watch the crossovers back and forth. They put on an entertaining show tonight. But again, to Nick Ramsey, we hope that he is doing okay.
Absolutely. And we just saw the late model feature, the Earl Ross Memorial 75 lapper. One of the strong cars didn't figure in the finish. That was Matt Robbie, who looked strong tonight, but got involved in a couple of altercations. Here's a small package, Kate.
Yeah, Matt Robbie just gets loose and goes around in turn 1 and 2, and then has another one here where he collects Ron Beauchamp Jr. as well as that wreck collecting Brady Smith. Again, we hope Beauchamp Jr. is doing okay as well. I saw him gingerly walking, but we never like to see racers go out that way. Matt Robley had a phenomenal car tonight, so I'm very interested to see what happens throughout the rest of the season with him. And again, Jake Sheridan parks it in victory lane, that 52 where it belongs, especially on Earl Ross night.
Absolutely, a fitting end to a fantastic night. On behalf of the entire Rogers staff, thank you for joining us. We'll be back next Friday night. Doubleheader weekend. We'll got your Friday night covered, 7:30, green flag here on Rogers TV, DelawareSpeedway.com for all your ticket information. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. You've been watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Thank you.
from coast to coast. Keegan hitting him with an elbow and a kick to follow.
Getting up there in a hurry, and Ken Warren drops to the mat. Keegan now overhead suplex takes Ken Warren down, and I'm not sure he knows where he is early on in this matchup.
Warren is out. He is on Dream Street. All he knows, he might be in X right now. Or Twitter. Still Twitter to me, damn it.
Always will be. Oh, throwing the elbow pad at the back. Not sure what kind of offense that brings, but he's putting the elbows into the small of the back now and grabbing the flow of Keegan. Backdrop. Pretty proud of himself on that one as well. 1, 2.
Only 2 from Ken Warren.
Referee Seamus White letting him know, no, that was only 2. A lot of arguments coming with our referees here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, but you argue too much, you're going to get yourself disqualified. We take the rules very seriously here.
No doubt about that. What a referee says is law, whether the competitors like it or not.
Once again, clutching the hair of Keegan. He was not a fan of that.
Warren needs to be careful grabbing that hair. That does count as a disqualification here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Huge slap to the side of the face there too, and
Warren just focusing that lower back. The strategy being, if Keegan cannot, if there's pain in that lower back, he cannot lift you. He cannot go for those devastating suplexes like we saw early in this match.
And you saw Keegan briefly there, just, shot to the jaw, maybe to the throat there. He's got to be careful where he's hitting him there. But I mean, Keegan there, if you saw for a moment, as you mentioned, clutching the small of the back there just as he was trying to deliver some offense, and that's not going to help the situation.
Absolutely not. It's just slamming Keegan right on that back, that targeted back. There's no better way to just sap the strength out of your opponent.
1, 2. And Keegan not ready to lay down for a 3 count.
And Warren in almost disbelief of that.
The forearm across the throat, maybe the bridge of the nose there to try and get him off his game, get that 3 count. But now Keegan delivering some shots and going for a German suplex.
Go. As we mentioned, favoring that lower back is Keegan.
And a shot to it, a drop kick as well. Right to the code breaker there to the small of the back, and Keegan is feeling that one.
Sound backstabber. It's a code breaker when it's in the front.
If he goes around the front, it becomes a code breaker, but he's breaking something, we can tell you that much.
Absolutely. Whether it's a stab or a break, Keegan, I can't believe, cares much of the difference because he feels it in his back all the same. Now Ken Warren almost playing with his prey a little bit here, playing with his food. Needs to stay focused here.
Just looking for a fight in our great crowd here in Stratford. DDT right on the top of the head. Keegan bounced back up, but he's down. No, did not go for the pin cover. Instead, right back to that back.
Ken Warren just looking to torture Keegan at this point.
I gotta say, didn't see this coming the way this matchup started. Ken Warren very off his game, but seems to be very focused right now.
Seemed to have found said game somewhere in the middle. And with both of these men looking to work their way up the ranks of Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, you know management is watching. It's not just about getting the win, it's how you get the win.
German, and he holds on to the grip. Looking for another, and that one blocked by Ken Warren. And a quick shot right to the back in the spine once again. Warren showing that he's smart. Well, he was smart for the moment, but he just took a shot to the jaw, but so did Keegan, and on the way down,
Warren with a flurry of kicks and a spear. Cutting
Keegan,
Warren in half.
1, 2, 3, that's it. A spear out of nowhere from Keegan.
Cutting Ken Warren in half in the middle of the ring, catching him off guard. And folks, that was enough for Keegan to get the win. An impressive opening contest from both of these men. You know Hammerlock Pure Wrestling management was watching.
All it takes is one shot, and Keegan delivered it.
Keegan celebrating with the crowd here. Ken Warren maybe back to the old strategy table for Mr. Warren. Not wanting to be seen, not too happy about that loss.
Your next contest is a tag team direction, scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first.
Well, some tag team action we have for you up next. A tag team we've seen a couple of times here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, and then a couple of stars that we've seen many, many times are going to be teaming up to take on these guys right here.
Robbie Cosmo and Jax Williams, you may know them as Millennial Falcon. From Earth to Dagobah. Millennial Falcon looking to make their name in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Millennial Falcon ready for action here. The two men they are going to be taking on here, as I mentioned, we've seen many times in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Some great battles with these two, going to be teaming up tonight. And there he is. You've heard many superstars in the past. Athletes nicknamed a highlight reel. I think this is Hammerlock Pure Wrestling's own highlight reel right here, Chili Brown.
No doubt about it. The human Hammerlock highlight reel, Chili Brown making his way to the ring, always bringing the excitement along with him. And the same can be said about his partner, the honorable one, Brian White.
Pure heart we've seen from Brian White in the past. Never, ever giving up. And they've got a fan with them here, right here in Stratford. Maybe a new manager.
Could be. This is almost like the all-star team of Hammerlock Pure Wrestling here. Both men very successful in singles competition. Now looking to team tonight. And the crowd adores both these men, as you can see.
High fives all around in the front row here in Stratford. From their new manager as well. He's going to enter the ring. Why not? Get in on the action. Feel the excitement here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
They're always part of the show when you come to Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Millennial Falcon has something to say about that. Robbie Cosmos not wanting anything to do with this new potential manager.
Getting them back in the ring here. Team photo here. Maybe the first of many if this team develops even further.
You never know. Anything is possible.
And we mentioned we've seen a lot of them in the past. Chili Brown, very accomplished tag team wrestler, a part of High Octane in the past with Bryce Hansen as well, the young lion.
That's true. Our Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion, one half of the former High Octane. Chili Brown in a bit of a tag team limbo here, looking to maybe find success with the honorable one, Brian White. Looks like White and Robbie Cosmos here looking to start this match. Well, maybe starting this match, not sure.
I'm not sure what's going on. Brian White, he tried to leave here. Brian White going after him. And Cosmos missing the elbow there.
White showing his experience deep in the head of Cosmos.
Speaking of deep, how deep is that arm drag?
A steamboat-esque arm drag to start this match. I believe the bell rung.
I think we're in the action here, and not a great start for Robbie Cosmos. Missing that elbow right off the bat. You could tell that he may have done some damage to his arm there. Elbow meets mat. No flesh in the middle.
Not a good situation for elbow, ever. Now Brian White just, the head game of Brian White right now just on full display, knowing what his opponent's doing almost before it happens.
Taking advantage of the situation, not even letting him bounce off the ropes, following right up with a clothesline and meeting in the middle that time.
White throwing.
Quick pinfall, 1, 2.
White
almost
throwing
over before it began.
No kidding, all of his weight behind that clothesline, knocking the wind out of Robbie Cosmos.
Jax Williams, you can see, upset with the way this one started out. Pinfall.
It was like a deep Hurricane Rana bridge. Very impressive offense by White.
He's got Cosmos up already.
Going for a ride, are we?
Dizzying him before he places him. He doesn't know where he is. Robbie Cosmos going for... Oh, just realized. Not the corner you want to be in. Chili Brown playing along with a dazed Robbie Cosmos there.
Well, in comes Brown, and the excitement and the action about to pick up a notch.
Huge rolling splash there from Brown 1. Maybe a quick 2. Swinging neck breaker now. Going for the pinfall. White 1. Not getting what he wants, but Robbie Cosmos needs to get out of this matchup.
Absolutely. Jax Williams probably just foaming at the mouth almost in the corner, looking to get into the action with a cheap shot.
He did from the ring apron there, and knee to the back. Cosmos gives the opening for the tag.
And Cosmos finally getting out of this match. Williams in like a house on fire.
Williams is fired up, standing on the outside there, just stewing in this match. Cosmos saying, yes, we're going to slow it down now. Go at our pace here.
Millennial Falcon looking to get back in this match in the form of Jax Williams.
Williams with a dirty look over to the corner of Chili Brown there.
Almost goading him to get in.
Huge suplex into the pinfall. 1, 2.
Only 2 for Millennial Falcon.
And shoving Chili Brown off the side of the ring apron now.
Totally uncalled for by Williams.
Just taunting him on the outside as he brings Brian White back to his feet and back to his corner. Robbie Cosmos getting that breather that was needed, and a quick tag in now.
Millennial Falcon, no strangers to tag team actions themselves.
Off the back, and a shot to Brian White in the corner. Is that enough? Takes a lot to keep Brian White's shoulders on that mat, as we've seen in the past.
No doubt about that. Resiliency and heart, that's all the Honorable One is. He will fight to his very last breath.
Knee right in the back, stretching the arms out, and right back down to the mat. Pinfall again, 1, 2.
Only 2 for Cosmos. White still in this match. Now the table's turning. Millennial Falcon very much in control. Chili Brown needing to get in this match. Brian White looking to get to his corner when he has an opportunity, and it is not right now.
Step up on the back and perfectly executed kick to the face. Rolls through 1-2. Jax Williams almost with the pinfall.
A step up Inseguri into a rollover bridge. A slight hesitation might have been all White needed to get or to kick out at 2.
And Williams saying, I'm just getting warmed up here. Again, just taunting Chili Brown in the corner there, who had some quick action early on, but has not been able to get back in the ring. Shoved once again, and Brown's had enough here, stepping into the ring.
Hard to blame Chili Brown on this one.
Seamus White, though, trying to keep Chili Brown back out of the action, and of course, Millennial Falcon taking advantage in the other corner.
Chili Brown being goaded into exactly what Millennial Falcon wanted.
Brian White seeing stars here, hung up on the second rope in enemy territory.
White isolated on the Millennial Falcon side of the ring.
Chop on White, and Jax Williams just manhandling for the moment, but
White with some fight left with a huge overhand chop of his own.
Having trouble standing at his own power here without the ropes, but still able to fire off that chop, and Jax Williams did not like it.
Like we said, if there is breath in the lungs of Brian White, there is fight left in his body, and he will fight to the very last.
Drop to the center of the ring, and Williams now wrenching the arm backwards, twisting it in every direction it's not supposed to go.
On a good day at the office for the Honorable One. Needs to get to his corner, tag in Chili Brown.
See the pain in the face of White here as he desperately needs that tag. Is he able to hold off Williams just enough to be able to get the tag? No, thought
now
he was
hold
running
on
there.
a minute.
Hang on.
White able to spin around, get the back body drops on Jax Williams. This is the opportunity he could be looking for. Can he crawl to his corner, get Brown in this match?
Brown, he was right there. And Robbie Cosmos tagged in. Yes, gets rid of him. He's still looking for that tag. There it is. Here's Chili Brown.
Now don't blink, folks, because in comes Brown.
A couple of clotheslines, and he's got Jax Williams reversed. Ducks under the clothesline. Huge Hurricanrana there, caught him. The height that Brown can get out of nowhere.
Now just getting out of the way at the
there
last second. Almost had a head-on collision from both sides of the Falcon.
Huge flying clotheslines into the corner. Goes for another one. He just about jumped out of the ring on that one.
An impressive vertical leap from Chili Brown. The crowd very much behind him.
And again.
Unbelievable offense.
Almost a clothesline, splash. Off the ropes, cross body, turn around. 1-2. And Jax Williams able to kick out.
Robbie Cosmos in the ring, but still disoriented enough that he could not get to the pin.
2-on-1 right now, and Chili Brown is just dominating Millennial Falcon.
Like a house on fire is Chili Brown.
1, 2.
Only 2.
Cosmos the legal man now. Hard to keep track of where the tags were when Brown was flying this way, the other way, and all over the ring.
Now Robbie Cosmos looking to speed things down a little bit here. Get to Millennial Falcon's
throw him
base.
right into a... Oh, that's got to be it. Brown absolutely decimated Cosmos. 1, 2. Brian White breaking up the pin, though. You got to believe that would have been it.
No question there. If White had not gotten there after that Tiger Driver kick combination, that would have been it for this match.
White able to drop Cosmos here.
White almost hitting a Uranagi there.
Didn't get all of it, but
got enough.
Enough to get, and there now White getting the tag back in, has had a nice breather there as Chili Brown has been holding them off quite well. Double super kick here. And now they've got Cosmos up. What's Brown got planned? The height once again.
Call it
Great
a heart
tag
attack.
team move.
2, 3. Dropped like an anvil. Precision like a hitman. Brian White and Chili Brown getting the win in this match.
And the new manager for the night, at least, wasted no time getting into the ring to congratulate his team.
Excitement just pouring over Stratford here. The crowd is on their feet looking to celebrate this win with the honorable one, Brian White and Chili Brown.
Cosmos now arguing it was legal.
Not happy at all with the outcome of this match.
Wants a rematch. You know, Chili Brown, Brian White working great together there. May see more of that in the future here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Anything is possible, folks.
Maybe more of this young man, too. He's got fire. Every good team needs a hype man.
Very true. And the hype is real, believe it, folks.
It's matches like this that show you exactly why you need to join us here at Hammerlock Pure Wrestling when we're in your area.
Just head to HammerlockPureWrestling.com. Get your tickets today.
This Saturday, January 20th, I make my Hammerlock debut against Vanna Black. Now I can start this by saying how tough of a competitor you are, but I'm not gonna do that, okay? Because I've witnessed it firsthand. I know exactly what you're capable of. But the last time that we locked up, it was in my house, under my banner. But now I'm coming to where everybody knows you, to what you could call your house. But see, that don't matter to me. Okay, I don't care who I have to wrestle or where I have to wrestle them. Because in the end, I always come out on top. Vanna Black, you better get ready because trouble's coming to your town.
Introducing first.
Number one contenders match here for the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship. We've had a very dominant champion in Miley. These women looking to get first in line here. They got next if they win this.
Absolutely. Both of these women think that they can be the one to take Miley's historic reign down.
And Sandra Lee, we heard from her earlier, making her debut here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, and basically said she doesn't care whose house this is.
Absolutely. Sandra Lee making waves up in Northern Ontario here in the Sudbury area. Now looking to come down and take Hammerlock Pure Wrestling by storm.
She looks ready.
No question about that, but I imagine her opponent here is just as ready. We have seen her before. We have seen her go to war. Vanna Black returning to Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, looking to become the #1 contender for Miley's Women's Championship.
No stranger to Miley is Vanna Black. We've seen them in some absolute battles that the ring could not contain.
That's true. Battle is the only way to describe those. Black has to believe that in her mind she can be the one to dethrone Miley.